earlier, and I was like, "Hey, man, like, how come it's not D&D yet?" And then like nobody said anything. I was like, "This is awkward."
I'm sorry.
This is awkward. It's a good thing I was working on my maps today. I would have been sad. Like, I don't have any friends. How dare you people abandon me and just leave me there all alone?
So this
Kima.
I don't want to make excuses, Andy, but I actually was like busy at work.
Yeah.
I had to do my job.
He's like working extra
Inside
hard.
joke, not for long.
Oh.
That's mean.
He's like, maybe if I work really hard now, it'll make up for all the years it's not.
Right now.
Oh, jeez.
Starting now, I'm going to do my job.
Ah, jeez.
You know, if you guys wanted me to do my job, all you had to do was say something. you never set the expectations.
Look, we can all relate to this. Okay.
What's a job?
I have had that discussion with
Terrible.
supervisors where I'm like, if you wanted me to do it, you should have said something. You know, like
No,
Shit.
I'm a supervisor.
I'm not a mind
You're the
reader.
enemy.
That's my favorite one.
I'm
Yeah,
a supervisor.
she's a supervisor.
I
Yeah,
make
the
all my
enemy.
employees happy.
here to claim
The
your
man.
spot.
I try.
Either way, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Who's all in there? I actually don't have Twitch open at the moment.
Oh,
'cause
I
it's, like,
do.
Not, being
We got-
non-responsive.
We got
so,
Goliath here. We got Prozac. Rocket Pepper claimed her spot.
the
And
spot.
her spot. I don't know, in the audience.
In the
People
audience.
Little,
In the audience.
Zemo.
Front row.
Front row seat.
Yeah, these are
That's-
all our front row seaters here.
Yeah, that's the wonderful part about digital entertainment is it's always front row.
That's
nice.
true. But without the sweat and weirdness that comes off of live performers sometimes.
That's true, but sometimes that's a good thing.
No, the
Yeah.
best.
You're just
Depends
like,
on
oh,
whose
sweat
sweat
on
you're
me.
getting. No.
Throw your panties on stage.
No, the best thing about being
Yours?
live is when they throw that champagne shower.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Part of a bunch of champagne showers.
The-
I love
the-
being at the front row in all concerts.
You're trying to catch it like a
I'm
snowflake.
glad that you guys, like, slowly but
Moshing.
surely, sitting at this table over the years and time together, are starting to see some of the more, like, interesting and intimate details of Amanda's past that I know, but none of you know.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
Amanda was really shy when we first met her, and she was still really shy about 3 years after. So
Fair. That's so fair.
it's like there was like 1 or 2 times she opened up, and I found out later she had been drinking.
But unfortunately, I think I'm allergic to alcohol officially now, so I cannot drink.
I thought isn't that like a thing? Isn't it like the Asian
No,
low or
I-
whatever?
I
Isn't
got
that an allergic thing?
No, I got a really bad thing.
A really bad thing?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
A
I
bad
guess we won't
reaction,
go
like
into
getting
intimate
drunk?
detail about that.
Yeah, that's what the audience is here for. Either way.
Allergic reactions.
Oh,
gotta be
jeez.
careful.
So, we did giveaways last week. Those are getting wrapped up. Our community manager, outreach, social media manager person slacked this week and didn't get it done in the timeline that was given. So,
Cool car guy.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
going to do that this
Alright.
weekend and get that done.
Aren't you glad we upgraded
We're
our
going to
audio?
ship those out. We also had our monthly bits leader who, yeah, Oak Tree, man, if you see this or you jump in later, you have till like tomorrow to respond or it goes to second place bits person. Because I
My-
messaged you in the Discord like 5 days ago.
My name is Zenbro. Thank you
So-
for the subscription.
Thank you so much. Welcome to the table. Welcome to Legendary Action Official.
Or no, for the follow.
The
Sorry.
follow.
I don't know how to read. It's small.
Reading is hard.
It's small. I'm on tablets over here. Don't judge me. You know what? You should subscribe. We have awesome emotes, and you can use them to set other people's channel on fire.
Yeah, that's true. Fireball. Attack.
No,
Cast
really,
fireball.
it's less you. It's all me. It's
But
all
either
me.
way,
I
Oak
fuck-
Tree.
I jacked up.
You got to respond. So if he jumps in the chat
Twitch,
tonight
you can
and somebody
swear.
sees him, make sure you get a hold of him tonight, one of the mods, and let him know that I sent him a message. So he needs to give me his address so I can send him his gift.
Thank you,
From the
Prozac and Zimon, for showing our awesome emotes in the chat.
Yeah,
Well,
They
the
are
thing
great.
they're
that
awesome.
Our,
They're
the
great.
thing that our, giveaway winners don't realize is I have a plan.
Oh.
That's why I prepped, and I'll get it done on my days off.
Lock your
careful.
doors. Everybody ducks. She has a plan. You know, like, I've seen how this works out in game.
Careful how you build that up.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Now I'm half expecting it's like, oh, here's stuff and kitty litter.
I know.
No.
She's gonna clip them.
I don't know, it's
coupons to, like,
thematic.
the local store or something.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's fresh.
Maybe.
Fresh.
Maybe.
Other than that, I don't really think we have else going on. We have Mike will be joining us at the table later. Dylan is still, I guess, on like a leave of absence, more or less at this point. And Matt's going to be filling in for Alfarius tonight.
Yeah. Why not?
Basically, he volunteered to run Alfarius for me, so I don't have to talk to myself because I hate doing that.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
Orange
Yeah.
chicken.
Yeah, I hate playing multiple NPCs and talking to myself.
Hi, how are you doing?
true.
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah. Yeah, what she just did. Someone clip that because that should haunt her for the rest of her existence on Twitch.
Like, I don't want to go to bed. Do you want to go to bed? No, I don't want to go to bed. I want to go drink downstairs. Woohoo!
This is just what happens in her head.
Have you been drinking?
No, it's coffee.
Are you
Is it
sure?
Irish coffee?
Yeah. Are you sure?
This is that extra special
No.
Irish cream.
If you would see that, I would be doing the Asian glow.
Very likely story.
Yeah.
Likely story.
So, but I mean, yeah, we don't really have anything else to go over this week. No other major announcements other than what are we doing for our giveaways this month?
You want me to tell?
Alex, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we need to. They need to know what they're working towards this month.
Oh, geez. Well, all right. So our standard monthly giveaway that's no monetary attachment whatsoever. We just do it as a gift back to you guys. There's a group called Artisan Guild, and they just released a demons set of miniatures that I'm going to 3D print a set of for you.
Hi, Zambies.
And
They're
it's-
awesome.
That sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Why
And
demons?
I was not prepared,
Because demons are cool.
and
And he was supposed to be because he had about a week to prepare.
I was prepared for the printing part, less for the announcing part.
Yeah.
So
We just discussed this last night, ladies and gentlemen.
we
Don't let him
did
fool
just
you.
discuss it
Don't let him fool you.
as I was delirious and I went home because I was tired and I had a long day, with work and
Don't let him fool you. He wasn't delirious when he walked in the door.
I was pretty delirious. I made some very inappropriate jokes. I touched some people, some consenting people, to be clear. But yeah, it's their Abyss Demon set, and it comes with 2 pinups, 2 champions. You got like 4 modular little demons, kind of like imps, but
Those are really cool.
yeah, and
Yeah, they are.
it also comes with 2
You should drop a link
bar-
in the chat so people can look at them themselves.
Well, it's a privileged post because I am a part of their Patreon. So they have a Patreon, and if you like their stuff, support them. If you have a 3D printer and can do anything with it, I will get a picture. It'll be in the Discord shortly. It'll be in the Discord shortly. You're putting me on the spot. I am panicking.
I
am
know, I can see
I'm
that.
panicking. I'm starting to sweat. But
Those make
But
me
yeah, and so
happy.
there's
they're
2
cool.
larger
They're very
medium demons with custom weapons, as well as a mounted hero riding another demonic creature. And as any of you who are familiar with demons in D&D, they can look various. So me saying demon doesn't really justify it. So I'll be
They're-
posting pictures.
Basically, what he's trying to say, and he's using a lot of words to say, is they labeled them demons, but they actually kind of fit more of the devil spawn or devil direction for Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, they
So-
call them 4 modular gruntlings, 2 modular guardians, a half blood, a diabolica eternal, 2 pinups that are just named Vanos and Aya, and then
It's an incubus and a succubus.
it's an incubus and a succubus, and then there's another demon hero riding Raurazak the Infernal, which doesn't mean anything to you because they just named it something to name it something, and yeah, so that's what I'm going to be printing out for you guys. And then the bonus giveaway, if we do hit our donation goal of $100 for this month, will be Tome of Beasts. Everyone was very interested in the Creature Codex we gave away last month. This is the initial books that Kobold Press released, and it is fantastic. It has 400 monsters in it. They are currently running a Kickstarter. It expires in about 14 days for the
They're new.
Tome of Beasts 2. And so we're giving away Tome of Beasts 1, the first, the original. So that will be our bonus giveaway if we hit that
Yes.
benchmark between our donations and bits.
Okay.
Yeah, I can keep
And
going.
once again, our monthly bits leader will get a personalized small little gift from us that'll be sent out to you. And yeah, so just as like a nice little thank you back from us to you, to the community, for being awesome and you spending your bits and hanging out in here. Particularly those Zambies, you're going to want to be here for the giveaway for the at the end of the month for those miniatures, because since you are such a fledgling miniature painter, I'm telling you, these models are awesome, and you are going to have so much fun painting these ones because they are like amazingly sculpted, and
They're really cool.
They're really, these people who are making these are really talented. Like, I like
That one.
Reaper and WizKids, but like not as much as I like what these people make.
They definitely have a better sensibility, I think, too.
Everything's
a little pointier, you know, a little more angular.
Well, they kind of have. If you're a fan of the WoW aesthetic, they pull a lot of that into their inspiration. I didn't like their elves at all because I hate WoW's elves, and I think they're the ugliest looking elves in the history of fantasy elves. But that's
Controversial opinion.
You know, it's a controversial opinion, but they should try
That I
trimming their
agree with.
eyebrows, and then the undead won't, and it's terrible either way. I'm not a fan, but a lot of their other stuff is fantastic. So you're gonna want to go check those out. He'll post a link in the Discord picture so you can see what we're talking about.
Yeah, I posted it. It's there. So
Posted
go
it.
check it
It's
out.
there.
It's in the main channel.
Yep. But you're
It's a
gonna
big
be
picture with a bunch of demons on it.
You're gonna be getting the full set.
Zambi says, I played WoW since vanilla. I'm in.
I played WoW. So way back,
Well, then you're gonna want to look at their dwarves, their goblins,
Oh,
and
yeah,
their
they're all
elves
great.
specifically.
they're all great, and they have a My Mini Factory
and their
store.
orcs. Yeah, their orcs are super wow.
Yeah, their orcs are super wild. They have a My Mini Factory store that you
Yeah.
can buy, and where you can pick and choose what you want. I've been a Patreon supporter of theirs since the very beginning.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge fan, and they release a full
And
set
they're just
every
getting
month.
better. It's getting better.
Yeah, it's just getting better. They keep adding stuff. They add
Yeah.
heroes. They do a full set every month. It's just good stuff. So if you have a 3D printer, especially like something with like resin where you can really capture those details, if you're doing $10 a month. Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. For basically something that you would probably pay $50 or $60 for from like any other competitor. If you've already invested in that 3D printer, it's a win. Like,
Yeah, it's a win. You're
a total
paying.
win.
If you print those, as you go, you're definitely paying for your 3D printer. They even have a merchant's level where you can sign up as a merchant and sell their models. So because they're just great, there's huge demand for them. But
Huge demand.
huge demand. But on the WoW thing, I've played WoW vanilla, but I didn't really like stay on forever because it's one of those things all my buddies played. But I was a huge Warcraft fan, right? And so I saw the preview, and this is where I didn't understand how computers worked. And so I saw that preview and the orc fighting the soldier and all that kind of stuff. And I saw their what do you call it, marketing material. I was like, this is freaking awesome! Like, this is the next generation of graphics. And then I went to play it, and it didn't look anything like the preview. And I was kind of a dumb kid, so I was like, lame. So
Yeah.
I was like, you sold me a false bill of goods. I've been ripped off. I was so mad.
That was me in Heroes.
Yeah, because I didn't realize running a game is different than playing a video. I'm like, you can play all these awesome videos. Why can't you make the game graphics look that good? And I just didn't really understand how it worked. Magic, right? So, little story about me.
I played EverQuest because EverQuest was better.
Ooh.
I
Oh,
played
controversy!
RuneScape.
Oh, controversy!
I will throw shade.
RuneScape.
I will throw shade
Penguin
at
Club.
Blizzard forever, just cause. All right,
Just because.
just cause.
Penguin Club.
Okay, just cause.
Obviously not a sponsor.
Well, it's mainly just because give me another RTS, please. Give me Warcraft 4.
Like a real one.
please.
like a
You
real
know,
one.
okay? I know WoW,
It's
people
great.
pay you for it, and that's awesome. But I want Warcraft 4 back. I want it now.
I
Please.
just want another really strong RTS title in general that isn't StarCraft.
Yeah, exactly.
StarCraft.
Which
Oh,
StarCraft 2
tough.
was that's a hit or miss for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I thought it was
direction.
I thought it was all right.
Let's make additional
yeah.
pylons.
But yeah, I think that takes care of like all of our news. We got anything else that we need to bring up? Anything that you can think of?
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of stuff, but I'm not thinking right now.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's totally fair.
Gonna try and decorate the back here. Think of ideas.
Oh yeah,
tonight.
we're gonna be trying to add some stuff to the set here, like liven up the background a little bit. So keep your eyes peeled for that here in the near future. We're gonna do some stuff, see what's up, see what we can do. They're just gray walls, so we're gonna try to liven them up a little bit.
A little bit.
but just a little. Nothing too fancy. Fucking just don't get greedy. Damn.
Greedy.
Our fans so demanding.
Let's play D&D.
I know, right?
Let's do it.
Okay, so I think we're.
That's about it.
I'm just trying to. I feel like there's at least one more thing, and I can't remember what it was. So yeah, let's just go on to play D&D. So
Tibbs. I've missed you.
Tibbs. I'm glad that you could make Tibbs. We haven't seen you in a little while. We've been missing you. Just like a quick word to everybody who comes in here and supports us. We think you're awesome and you're amazing people. We really appreciate you coming in and watching us and just participating and being here. It means a lot. We do notice when you're not here, but it's not because we expect you here. It's because we like you.
Mm-hmm. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
We have the luxury
Yeah.
of being able to get to know you guys and reach out to you and see your work and all the stuff you're doing out there, and then interacting with you in the chat on a regular basis.
And through Discord, and I spend a ton of time with a bunch of you on a regular basis through your Twitches. So, I feel like we're all friends, and I wouldn't treat you any differently, and I would feel the same way if we were playing in person or we knew each other in person or lived in the same city. So that's the only reason why. So, we miss you when you're not here.
Promoted.
Good
job, Tibbs.
You're not here. So, congratulations on being promoted.
Yeah.
Promoted.
Depending on what you were promoted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what that's from.
Pay bump.
Yes. Pay bump.
Make sure to get that pay
Battlefield
bump.
4. Promoted.
And Lethal, don't feel attacked. We love you.
You're not attacked.
Attack.
Not attacked.
Protect.
Okay, maybe a little bit, but you're definitely not being. It's not an assassination attempt.
More of a mild assault. Just a little bit of.
Well,
How dare you feel personally attacked? We love you.
Assault.
Assault.
no, it's not like that.
Oh, sorry, man.
Yeah, sorry I didn't
Sorry.
get that just right.
Sorry. We'll stop.
The meme master, everybody.
There you go, Kima. Kima's got it.
Yeah.
Either way, we are. We're gonna run the intro, so we're gonna be right back in about a minute and 40 seconds or so. So go get your snacks. You do whatever you need to do to get ready to chill, listen to us. Put us on in the background. Remember, muted streams don't count as lurks if you are lurking. And remember, lurkers are a part of the community, so we do appreciate you. We understand that you're there and why you're there. Just know that you don't go unnoticed, even though sometimes you kind of do.
Because you're lurking.
Because you're lurking. Yeah.
Don't overthink it. Let's do it.
I'm overthinking it. All right. We're going to be right back. See you shortly for Legendary Action
That's correct.
Mode.
and Dungeons and Dragons. You know who you are. Fair enough.
Oh, we're back.
We're back.
And we're back.
We're back in blue.
That's right,
Yeah,
Sasha.
Black.
Fuck that guy.
Not black, blue.
Back in blue.
Bork's in the chat 'cause the dog is up on alert. She's doing stuff.
No one
Sasha.
interrupts our D&D.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Nobody interrupts D&D lives.
Sasha is the
Nobody does.
protector of all things.
Protector of all things. Sasha actually means protector of men, by the way. The more you know.
The more you
Little shield
Or
man.
you
The
know.
more you know. So, last week, some stuff happened. I know that's super descriptive, but some stuff did happen.
That's
Wow.
usually what happens.
you
That
know.
makes sense.
Yeah, I mean it's super awesome, right? Like I take the best notes.
Like,
I actually forgot to open my notes, so that's why I'm stalling.
Oh, you know,
because
you
it's
had all
awkward.
week to prepare. Brr, brr, brr. You know, turnabout's fair play, right, Andy?
No,
The problem
last,
is it is prepared. I just
No.
have to open it.
last time my heroes left off, Luminous was getting nice and cuddly and warm in the fire of Anselm's home, and all of a sudden, a familiar, described female enters the room with some other guy who got really hurt.
That was the cliffhanger, yeah.
Some guy and a female, and there was a room.
And the
We
person.
were in it.
It was crazy.
Like this NPC told Solos to throw himself off a cliff. It was great.
In this-
No, that is not why
We're
he's not
we're
here
working
today.
this recap backwards. First,
Yeah.
the cliffhanger. Now the lead up.
Now the lead up.
A long, long time ago.
So, last week, you had a moment, a very tense moment in the group, a very somber moment, as you put to rest the remains of Theolin, your friend and compatriot of months at this point, and resolved to leave your other friend and compatriot of more recent months, Vass, who had been turned to stone by the Beholder down in the Dwarven ruins beneath Rivergate. You then had a real tense discussion with Solas about how he was apparently now throwing away his divine gifts and power and was forsaking Parathor and the I guess in his interpretation the games between the Veiled Queen and Parathor, and kind of disillusioned with the gods themselves. So you buried him, and then you went back to Rivergate and resolved to take a well-earned rest after escaping Dwarven runes. But you were greeted there by Patty and Brittle as she had finally returned from the Circle of Mirrors, the Wizard's Circle, the Arcane Circle of the city of Rivergate, with some information which she was hoping to compile and bounce off of you as a party and kind of try to put together whatever was going on. And in that discussion, she more or less put forth the idea that something especially concentrated in evil is actually on the material plane, and more than likely is at the Circle of Mirrors itself. That the Circle of Mirrors itself is involved in some sort of devil summoning or demon summoning, and they are trapping them there. And it's starting to affect the weave, causing corruption of nature and the land and area around it, and it's only going to get worse if that's the case. And the question is who's responsible? And her belief is that it's the Grand Mage, the Grand Wizard, Kavira, the current leader of the Circle of Mirrors. But you need help. You basically need to meet with the Lord of Rivergate and try to convince him that what's happening is really bad, and if he doesn't do something about it, something terrible could happen to the city. But the Lord of a major city like this doesn't just meet with anybody. He requires an introduction to court and basically a blessing or a sponsorship by another noble or somebody else, or you basically need to be invited there by doing something. Something that helps the city or benefits the realm. Patty suggested at first, or implied, that she thought slaying the Beholder that you left alive would have been a great help to the city and probably would have awarded you with a meeting, as something that dangerous, living so close nearby, and is more than likely responsible for killing many an adventurer who has wandered down there in search of treasure, would have granted you an audience. But it just so happens that the elf that you saved on Sala and his party, who are contracted to explore and delve into those same Dwarven runes, who are more or less slaughtered by the Beholder, told you that because you had assisted him in escaping, and because they had accomplished their job of exploring, mapping, and locating the abandoned Dwarven vault, that you were due payment in part for his party members having died. And he offered you to collect on that, more or less, probably because you saved his life. And it just so happens that the person who contracted him the job is a noble, and an especially wealthy and well-recognized one from an estate called the Vermilion Estate.
Yep.
You were then reminded that you had to take the twig blight that you had captured beforehand to Anselm so that he could run a reverse magic alchemical rundown of what the specific nature of this corruption was, whether it was fiendish. Well, it's fiendish in nature, but whether or not it's attached to devils or demons or something else, even maybe necromancy. Either way, when he analyzes this twig blight, he should be able to tell you exactly what's causing it so you can narrow in your search. And so, you sent Lumi, the fastest character out of all of you, the fastest person, old reliable
Swiftest of
Lumi,
all.
swift, old Swifty, to run to Anselm's and taking the
Old
twig blight,
Swifty?
which she did. Arriving in the night, giving the twig blight, he then took it back into his study, his lab, and then Lumi, exhausted, tired, was overwhelmed and fell asleep in front of the fireplace. Waking up, startled to realize that the front door was open and that an individual then fell into the room, wounded, dying, bleeding on the floor, then to be followed by another individual, a female, who seems to match the description of the person you were here to find all along. And so that's where the session starts.
Whoa. Wait. Who? Wait. Who? Is he okay? Who? Like, what are you doing in Anselm's house?
I love that.
We just barged into someone else's house.
So, as you're kind of trying to get a grasp of what's going on,
Half awake.
yeah, she's half awake. Ladies and gentlemen, she's half awake. So, doesn't respond to you immediately. She kind of rolls him over as he's beginning to like cough, and you can see blood coming out, and you see that he has 3 large, like grievous, like deep slashing wounds, like across his torso and the front of his pecs. And then he kind of like groans, and you can see there's a great deal of like the wounds are bleeding profusely. It's pouring out of him on the floor, running down, and she's putting her hands like on his chest and trying to apply like pressure to it. And she looks up to you finally, like ready to respond, and she's just like, Go get Anselm, please. Go find him.
Who do I tell him is here?
Just go get him. Tell him that we need his help. Go get him.
Okay. I go. I run. I'm like half asleep, so I'm kind of.
Just do that awkward thing where you kind of bump into the railing of the banister as you're going up.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
'Cause I'm
All right, so you burst through the door and kind of just stop for a moment and you listen, and you can hear like the clinking of some glassware and stuff down the hallway. So you follow that, go through the door, and you see Anselm in there, and he's got the twig blight and is in that little container, still a little glass container, and it's just like fidgeting around in there, just like hitting it and scratching at the glass on the inside. And he turns and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did you need something?"
There's a female. There's a guy. 3 slashes, pecks, blood everywhere. They need your help. They came into your house as if they knew how to unlock your door.
So he just kind of stops for a moment and goes,
So
did I lock the door?
You should always lock
Either
your
way,
door.
he bolts with you. You obviously outrunning him, just
Yeah.
outpacing him because you're a tabaxi. You just go straight down, out to the landing, down the stairs, and you see him down there, in which he comes out, sees them, and like, oh my, hold him on a moment. And he goes over to his shelves and starts like tearing through some of these flasks and pulling them off the shelf. A couple fall to the ground onto the floor and they crack. And he finally grabs like a large, like cylindrical glass bottle, takes it down there, and pops it open. There's kind of this reddish hued, almost glowing liquid. It has like a gold or bluish kind of flecking in it. And there's what you distinctly notice is that there's almost like a smoke emanating from the inside of it. And he goes straight down, goes over to this man and starts pouring it across his wounds.
Are you sure that's safe?
Doesn't even respond.
It's smoking.
He's pouring it on there, and you
What are you
watch
doing?
it doesn't necessarily start closing the wounds, but you watch as the blood that's coming out almost starts to like reverse direction and go back into the wounds.
I look closely. I'm really interested in this. This is cool.
Right.
I don't magic.
I don't magic. Hashtag don't magic.
I don't magic.
Don't magic me, bro.
Yeah, hashtag don't magic. Hashtag just magic it. She's over there off to the side, ladies and gentlemen. Cheater. Hashtag cheater. So, after, I don't know, maybe like 10 seconds or so, he kind of looks up and at the girl. Well, what happened? Like, how did this occur? Like, what happened? And she lays him down, and she says, I'm sorry. He it escaped again. It's gone. We couldn't slay him. We're gonna have to start all over and track him down again. We found him living in an abandoned home. Finally, after months of looking, slayed vampire spawn that were protecting him,
Vampire?
and then engaged with him, but he was too fast, too powerful, and he fled. And we couldn't stop him.
Wait.
And in doing so, he struck Nikolai, and I had the choice of either pursuing him or bringing him here, at which I did. Choosing instead to save him instead of pursuing the vampire.
Wait. As I
a lot
go
of
back to the
whoas.
fire and I get the feathers that I hope are now nice and unwet.
Yeah, they're dry.
Also known as dry.
Semantics.
and I have the feathers out,
Mhm.
and then as I've seen Theolin do a bunch, like I have my hand like this, but then ta, the coin is in my hand now.
Okay.
I've seen him do tricks, trying to flavor it. I'm like, do you know what this is?
So she looks at you. Feathers?
I'm sorry I don't have his hat, but you're Casey, right?
So she gives you this puzzled look and kind of just looks away from you and then looks back. He goes, who are you?
My name is Luminous Tear. I knew someone that has been looking for you.
So now she looks even more puzzled. What do you mean looking for me?
Your brother,
Brother.
Theolin, Ryan Thrana.
So she stops for a moment.
You don't know your own
What?
brother. He talked about you all the time.
Wait, she's like, wait, so okay, so you know of Theolin,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
My last name is Hartford.
Well, he said you're her sister, and he would
Yeah,
be your brother.
no, that's not the case.
Well,
No, I'm sorry.
Then what were you?
Friends, of course. We've been friends since, well, I don't know, since before his balls dropped. We've been friends that long. Either way, I'm very confused, and right now, why is he looking at me? Is he nearby? What? It doesn't even matter.
Relatively speaking.
She looks back to Ansem. Is Nikolai gonna be okay? Is he gonna live? And Ansem's kind of examining the wounds, and he kind of caps the rest of the liquid. There's a little bit left in there. Sets it on the floor. Yes, he should be fine. We'll have to get him some more serious healing treatment. But the concoction has slowed, and it'll keep him from bleeding out for the time being. But we're gonna have to bandage him and get him some more serious medical treatment. I can't apply that sort of medical treatment. This is just a temporary measure. But he should be all right. We should let him rest, and then we can find treatment for him.
Here, you should put him by the fire. It's very comfortable there.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Let's move him near the fire. We could put him on the couch.
And I quickly go over there and like start making things nice.
Okay. Yeah, him and
Because I'm freaking out.
him and Casey pick up Nikolai and move him to the couch and get a blanket and like a couple of extra throw pillows and move him over there. And he groans. He seems like he's basically borderline conscious or near that state. Kind of. He opens his eyes, but he doesn't really seem to really comprehend what's going on at the moment. So finally, he set him down, and Ansem goes and closes the door, latches it, locks it, and finally, you're kind of able to relax. And Casey takes off her jacket, the kind of duster that she has on. And you see that basically what you see is a very young auburn-haired. She has this long auburn hair. She's in her probably her mid-20s. Her hat is probably one of the most distinguishing features, as she kind of pulls off, because it very much mirrors almost exactly the same style that Balin had. It has a similar set of feathers, but they're not the same color. But on top as well, she also has like a single rose pinned to the top of the hat, or like to the side. She's wearing this like really actually very well, this almost exotic looking like leather bustier armor with these light trim embellishments on the front of it, and this like belt buckle style straps that kind of come up the front and cinch forward together. She has like a white sleeved blouse with long sleeves, which is kind of crinkled on the edges, and leaves the top of her shoulders kind of bare and open. But it also has loose fitting sleeves that kind of run down to her wrists, and they're kind of tucked into the gloves. And as she's taking off the leather gloves, you can see it kind of falls a little bit more loosely to the front. But what you really notice is the swords at her hips and this fairly large and expensive stringed instrument, which appears to be like a very well-made and embellished loot with a lot of like flowery design to the front of it. And she kind of takes that and sets it on the side next to the coat rack. And she finally comes back to you. So, now that that's all settled, why are you here? Why are you looking for me? And where is Theolin? If he's here in the city, why are you here?
As I give her a very serious look. And I kind of like do that cross-leg sit. And I look,
Like you just sit on the floor?
yeah.
Okay.
And I tell her, you might want to be sitting for this. As I then put the feathers down in the coin, and I kind of wait for her to be sitting or...
So she's kind of just standing there and she's looking at you. And she kind of walks up to you and then kind of kneels and kind of sits on both of her legs, like kind of kneeling in front of her. She goes, was he arrested again?
I wish that was the case, but...
Because I told him the last time was the last time I'd spend my own money to bail him out.
You know, there actually was a funny situation where we all were in jail and, you know, I kind of ended up throwing a helmet and then it hit someone and, you know, it caused a lot of things happening, but no, he's not in jail. He's currently by a tree on, like, near shore, rock lines.
So he's camping outside of the city. That's unlike him.
It is very
Did he get in
unlucky.
trouble? Is he not allowed within the city limits? That wouldn't surprise me.
No, Casey.
Was he
They-
boffing some noble's daughter again?
Theolin is no longer with us.
So you left him there?
I know this is hard for you to accept.
I don't understand because
Theolin is dead.
Oh, fuck! Oh, dude!
that was the sound of my falling in the kitchen, ladies and gentlemen. If you did hear that, by the way. So she gets a real stern look on her face, and she starts looking around, and she looks at the feathers, and she kind of grabs them, and holds on to him. He's dead.
Yes, I'm
Like he
sorry.
died. He's not coming. Like and you left him where? You left him buried somewhere?
We were running from a beholder, and Theolin was
A beholder in the city here. Where?
a few miles back. It's by the shorelines. There's an entrance to a cave where there's a dwarven door. It's probably hard to get back, but the beholder made its lair in the dwarven citadel underneath. Outside, slightly outside of Rivergate.
You're making it sound like it's still alive.
We barely got out with our lives if it wasn't for Theolin and one of our other companions.
That's your cat.
Shush, you scared me. I'm in a serious moment. Trust me, we tried. We tried to bring him back.
Wait, who's we? Who else is here? Is Geralt here?
Who's Geralt? Oh, I'm sorry. Theolin talked about him. Yes, no. But we were being chased by werewolves. It's a long story. Theolin.
Wait, why are you? And you're being chased by werewolves. This is a lot. Okay, so he's dead.
Yes.
You left him buried outside the city.
As a true hero, as he would say.
As a true hero.
He would always say that we should die as a hero. I would not want to bring his body back. I felt like that was.
He was one for theatrics and exaggeration. I'll give you that. And where is this? Where is his grave exactly? Like, how far outside the city?
Out of character. How far out of the city was it? I would say it's in the
Miles?
outskirts. Yeah, in character.
Hmm.
Towards the cliff's edge.
Towards the cliff's edge, you'll see a tree. You'll see a tree with an X mark on it.
I see.
I'm sorry. He
Any
really
of the
wanted
rest
to
of his
meet you.
belongings? His
He's
sword? His anything else?
Before he got hit by the beholder, he wanted me to at least bring you these feathers. If I ever got to see him. And hold on. Hold
She
on.
picked up the feathers,
Hold
so
on.
she has those.
Hold on. There's so much stuff of his. Hold on, that's his. I don't know what this is. Hold on. A book.
So she grabs the book and just like kind of like starts perusing it a little bit. She's like, what is this? What did you hand me?
Something he wanted to give to
She's
you.
looking through it, flipping the pages. And she closes it. She stands up and turns from you.
I'm sorry, Casey. He wanted to see you. We were told you were all the way out here, and we were trying to find him for Theolin, and we were trying to help find vampires, and then we got to the twig blights, and then the face spiders, and then the dire rats, and then the beholder, and to think that you were just so close. I'm sorry, Casey.
And so you can kind of see the shoulders sink, read the body language, that she's doing her very best to not be upset and to like kind of hang on to what's you just read it in the body language. She's just doing her very best to not like get overwhelmed by what's going on because she obviously has a lot on her mind. But you know, she eventually does kind of just like speak after a moment. She's like, it would be just like him after years of not seeing one another to try to find me and track me down and then die before I could tell him how much of an ass he is
I
after
know
not seeing him for years.
It's okay. I
It's
always
not
called him that.
fair and it's not right. And if I could drag his soul from wherever it is, I would lay a beating on this individual, on him. He hasn't reached out to me in years. And for some reason feels the need to come and try to find me or rescue me or whatever was going on. It's just like him. To
A
be
true
overly
hero.
thematic, he was always a fool. I swear if I ever see him again, I'm beating him.
I think he would like that.
Oh, I know he would. She kind of smirks.
Dirty boy.
Either way, there will be time for me to work on this later and figure out what can be done. Ansem, I'll take the room that I usually take when I'm in the city. He just kind of nods and lets her go.
But you mentioned that because we had caught wind that you were hunting down a vampire and we wanted to help.
So she comes over to you and she puts her hands like kind of on your shoulders. Listen, thank you for bringing me this information and for passing on his wishes. But I don't know you.
And I don't
We're
know
not
you.
we're not friends.
You're not my friend.
And there's just things going on at the moment that are just too important for me to dwell on exactly this at the moment. I need to keep moving, and I need a little bit of time to process this, so I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to rest. And then I'm going to take the next day and just start one at a time again and try to figure out how to find this higher vampire once again.
Well, I know that
Where are you staying? Because I know you're not staying here.
sounded like a
Go ship it.
go ship in.
I know where that is.
It's like a stingy place, but it's comfy.
I might track you down in a couple of days. And then we can decide whether or not you and whoever else survived is willing to go back and finish the job. Because this beholder is not going to get away with killing people that matter to me. And you shouldn't allow it to either if he was your friend.
He was a good friend of mine. And yes, I do plan on getting stronger and beating the you-know-what out of that beholder. Because we still have a friend that's trapped down there, too. We made a blood oath. A pact. I don't know if you can see it, but it hurts still. But my friend turned to stone. He was a really
see.
cool guy.
Well, I'm sorry for your friend. I'm sorry for your loss. I truly am. It may not seem this way, but there's a lot happening. And either way, we need to discuss the fact that you were being hunted by werewolves, as you said, which is amazing and interesting development.
Well, the funny thing
Theolin
is,
was always good at making enemies of everything and everybody he came across.
well, it was funny because, you know, a werewolf came in and we have someone that turns into a werewolf. So we attract the most interesting people.
Apparently so. Either way, I'm going to retire for the night.
But let me formally introduce myself to you again, so we are not at least strangers. My name is Luminous Tyr. I come from the jungles of Chulesh. I am now adventuring. I am with the team that's called the Guardians of the Veil, previously known as Team Exodus. We have come from Greencrest and ventured our way over here to find you. And who knows where our adventure will be, but if you ever need something, even though I don't know you, you were dear to Theolin. You were his sister.
Wasn't his sister. And she reaches out and shakes your hand.
Woo! Yeah! This is awesome. Sorry.
Whenever you need
Time
me,
out.
whenever you need me, look at the roofs. You might see me up there.
Like Santa.
Yeah, Santa.
That was great. That was great. Cape Crusader.
I am the knight.
A lot of people have a hard.
Running across the rooftops.
I'm not the tabaxi this town deserves.
A lot of people have a hard time seeing me, but just look for me as I take off
I'll be
my
sure
hood.
to keep my eyes up at the roofs and looking for you.
For justice.
Either way, take care and get back to your friends. I'll see about tracking you down in a day or so. And she just kind of turns and heads up the stairs. And as she does, Ansem kind of comes over to you. Don't take it personally. She's she's stubborn. She's strong, and she will deal with this in her own way. I'm sure she's not taking it lightly. She just,
No.
with Nikolai, it sounds like it might have been, maybe she had been too headstrong again and led them to a place that was,
Oh.
she may have gotten them into trouble. So there's a lot of guilt on her at the moment, and it may not seem like it, but maybe she also feels guilty for Theolin dying since he came looking for her for some reason.
It's okay, Ansem. Just as long as she knows that we're a friend and not foe, and maybe you can be there for her. I know this is a tough situation. I just handle it in that kind of way to know that I'm there but not there. And, you know, she's a stranger to me too. What if she pretended to tell me she's Casey? Is she Casey?
He just nods.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could tell she wasn't lying,
That's
but
her.
there was a lot of emotion. It's hard to tell. Just as long as she knows that the Guardians of the Veil, also known as Team Exodus, is with her. We love
I'm
Theolin.
sure she appreciates it. She's going to rest, and I'm going to watch Nikolai. I'll get him some medical assistance first thing in the morning from one of the nearby doctors, and we will be good.
Do you want me to help you scrub the floor?
No, it's quite all right.
Okay.
You should get back to your friends and make sure
Oh
everyone's
yeah!
okay.
I'm so sorry. Just a lot has happened. But thank you,
Yes,
and I run.
for sure. Okay. Into the door? Or do you go open it and like, I'm just messing with you?
I like
Cape
to slide
Crusader.
to the door.
Don't hurt me.
he had to have been looking away, and then he turns back and she's gone. You know.
He's like, ew. Yeah, she does that.
I hate it when she does that.
She likes to say justice.
Justice.
All right, yeah. So
Yeah, I go back to
you
the.
go
I
back through the
totally
streets, the pouring rain,
I thought I wasn't by myself. I'm like, why am I doing all this?
because you're by yourself. Silly, you're fucking by yourself.
Yeah,
That's
I go back.
why.
I go back to the group quickly because I'm like sad.
Okay, so back to the ghost ship, and then we're because so she went there and she fell asleep, but you were expecting her to basically come back as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So I
No
assume
doubt.
after a few hours, you and Alfarius and Solas probably retired,
Yeah.
as well as you went back to your own rooms after waiting, probably hanging out with Patty for a little while,
Yeah. Yeah.
eating stuff. So yeah,
Nom nom nom.
so
It
you're
was,
in the
it
room
was
sleeping.
just sitting in awkward silence, kind of giving Solas some dirty looks, is what it was.
Yeah, there we go.
A lot of dirty
Yeah.
looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dirty looks.
Ever hit a demon with a hammer? Don't work so good. Damn it.
Yeah. Paladin watched a cleric give up his faith. Shameful.
Shameful.
Doubly so for a
Shame.
dwarf.
So,
So I bust through the door.
hashtag shame. Yeah, you just bust through the front door.
The Kid Crusader.
And the fluttering in the wind, flash of lightning in the background, cat ears.
Yeah.
You guys are still
Oversized
awake.
scarf that
Oh my
resembles a cape.
It's the Batman. What? No,
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 just a
it's
cat.
the Catman.
You guys are still awake. Okay, thank goodness.
Hey,
Oh
it's-
my
No, they're
gosh.
not actually.
Man.
Oh.
No, we're
They're in
not.
their rooms.
Oh, we're
That's what we
not?
were just discussing.
Oh, I thought they were
Is that they
awake.
went
I
to sleep 'cause
attack
you-
her.
Yeah.
So I thought they were still awake, and because I'm gonna guess
Hell no,
maybe
you fell
someone left
asleep
the
for like
light
3
on.
hours in front of the fireplace. They
I
weren't
know,
waiting
it
for
was
you. It was late
comfy.
already.
It was
Mm.
comfy.
Yeah,
You
you
just
just
stood
cuddled
us
up.
up.
Yeah, sleepy kitty, warm
Sleepy.
kitty. Anyways,
Kitty.
Like,
so you arrive back at the ghost ship inn, and then what are you gonna go back to your room?
well, I check up on everybody, and I notice that they're asleep.
Yeah, everybody's in their
So-
rooms.
I whisper in the when I open the door, I kind of see the situation. I'm like, I'll talk to them tomorrow. Close the door.
Okay.
And I go to the other room where, assuming the others are,
Mhm.
see that they're asleep. Man, I must have knocked out. Close the door.
So you go to bed.
Yeah, I'm a little sad.
Are you a little
I just-
sad?
I just,
Sadness.
I just think because I just saw Casey and Theolin was almost right there to see Casey, and they would have been the best united brothers and sisters. But I could tell by my, my rogue and my rogueness that, there was something more that from Casey. So I'm like, my
that what
theories
gave
are
it away?
true.
Excellent inner monologue.
Excellent. You're assuming it's inner. I imagine her just saying this out loud in her room while she's getting ready to go to sleep.
Yeah,
Cape Crusader monologue.
Mhm.
There's more to the story than Casey let on.
yeah.
Um,
So I just opened my little notebook that I have in update files on, like in video games, update character files.
Sure.
Lumi does something like that, update information.
New content.
yeah.
Unlocked.
So when you get back into your room and you start like kind of breaking down for the night and getting ready to sleep, you actually find a folded envelope on on the dresser there.
An envelope.
Mhm.
Is it the black spot?
So before I look, I carefully observe.
Time
the
out again.
I carefully observe the envelope. I want to see if I notice a certain smell.
Like,
It's
what
a poisonous
smell?
letter.
So you want to see if you recognize the note's been laced with any poisons or something like that? Okay,
Yes.
make a perception check.
Because I've had this before. I do it to people. Background story.
How murderous are you?
Man, that's a perception. Well, at least I'm very perceptive. That's
Are
a
you?
12.
Anyways, doesn't smell like there's any kind of poisons or anything on it.
So I grab,
I mean, it smells like paper.
not the dagger of venoms, but I
Huh?
grab 2 daggers. And I very carefully, with one dagger, kind of keep it to my side and just, open the envelope.
I love it. And
And
to all
be
the other DMs
careful.
out there, this is a perfect example of if you know your players well enough, you could use stuff like this to your advantage to just completely throw them off the rails. You know, want to watch your players overthink? Just put a locked door in front of them.
Door.
Locked doors. You're like, why is this piece of paper here in the middle of the room? It's ominous. You know,
Well, it's in my room.
that makes
a
sense.
mysterious envelope.
So
It's a bill.
as you split through it and open it, you see it looks like a folded letter on the inside of the envelope.
I take my gloves off. I open the letter. Very cautiously, not getting any paper cuts.
It's real short and straight to the point.
What the hell?
It basically states, "We're aware that you approached our organization. Meet back at the address listed here, and we have a potential job for you." And then you see what looks like the same kind of broken daggers that were on the gang's hideout, the jagged daggers.
So now that I know that a thieves guild organization knows where my room is, I go downstairs and I go up to the counter guy,
Okay.
the innkeeper.
Okay. All right. This is
It's gonna be good.
this is getting interesting.
A thieving guild of thieves.
We might call them a thieves guild. Alex is gonna fucking lose it right now.
That's awesome. Keep going. Son.
Excuse me, sire.
Yeah. So, the same barkeeper that you're used to seeing there at night, anyways, Yolentos.
Barkeeper.
He turns. Yeah. What can I do for you?
Has anyone from the Jagged Daggers visited your establishment here recently?
He kind of takes a step back from the counter and looks at you, and then he looks over at kind of the empty tables, and the only other people in there is this kind of old drunk who's kind of passed out on the table, and it looks like a couple of other individuals. It looks like they're playing Dragon Ante in one of the side tables, and then he looks to the front door, and then kind of just takes a general look around and goes, why would you be asking about that out loud?
Oh, was I loud? I'm sorry. I apologize. It's been a long day. It's been an emotional day. Has anyone been in, as I point to my room, have you seen any strange individuals around that area?
I haven't seen anybody. And he just kind of puts his head down and he steps away from you and he's like, I
want to check if he's lying.
don't know. I don't.
No, I'm going to check if he's lying.
I don't want anything to do with that.
I think he's lying.
I think he's lying. So I'm going to use my eye for deceit.
Uh-huh.
I want to see if he's lying to me.
Okay.
Well, since any roll of a... If treat us a roll of a 7 or lower lower on the d20 as an 8. So that is an 8 plus my inside. So that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Okay.
Because I rolled a 5, so it's automatic.
You don't really know him very well, but he seems to be sweating, so he's not lying. He's terrified.
Okay. I'm sorry, I don't mean to terrify you. It's just...
I'm not... Are you dense?
I'm just asking because I have a suspicion that it might be in the establishment, but I just wanted to warn you.
He like looks around again, and he kind of comes over to you and leans on the bar a little bit. I want you to do me a favor. Don't talk to me. Go to your room. Handle whatever business it is that you're here to handle. I don't want to be involved. And then he just kind of stands up and walks away from the bar and just goes straight back to the stockroom.
So I go back up to my room. I try to look
And there's
around
another
the
note.
area.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're out. Yeah, shit.
It'd be like that scene in Scary Movie where he's like standing outside the school window, and then when she turns away, he hides behind the tree. And then there's another note.
So when I go back up to my room, I make sure that I see no way of notes coming into my room. I will put pillows under my door
Okay.
so I don't receive any letters.
Oh.
And then
I love it.
and
Gotta protect
gonna
yourself
put a
from letters.
I'm gonna put a trap on my door. So catch
You gonna
this.
trap your door?
Yes,
Okay. Make
So-
a sleight of hand check
I
to
will.
set the trap DC.
Hold on. Before I do that, when I go back into my room, I put my gloves back on. So I can get that plus 15.
Whoa, Jason Statham, relax.
So 17 plus 15.
17 plus 15? That's a good old 32.
It's pretty good.
That's a big number.
It's pretty
So that's
much
32.
Well, now we know where all the big girls are.
Well, this is only when it has to do with locks and traps
Uh-huh.
with my fun gloves.
Okay, so what kind of trap
Fun
are you?
gloves.
What kind of trap are you setting? Are you setting a trap to like harm them or alert you
No.
to someone coming in the room? What are you trying to set?
So my trap is I'm gonna have rope. I'm gonna have it. So I'm gonna pin it to the door. So if the door opens, a pillow comes flying to their face.
So awesome.
That's
It's like a spring trap sort of thing.
I'm like, it's just they're gonna be real confused when they get hit with a soft pillow.
That's just step one of this like dastardly plan, right?
Then do they like because they're hit with the pillow? Do they like step back in like a bucket of tar and get their foot stuck, and then
No,
they?
because I'm also gonna put string on.
Here we go.
I'm also gonna put string on the bottom, so they get hit, and I would assume if people get hit, they trip over.
Yeah,
and
definitely
then
with the
they
pillow
trip. Yeah.
for sure.
Like
Yeah.
you know when you walk in, you're like oh, and then you trip with the thing, and then when they fall,
Stab them?
I got it right where I want him.
well, they fall. Because
They've
I'm
been-
going to
Right
rearrange
where
my
right
bed.
where I want them, where they're
Yeah.
mildly
So-
inconvenienced by this
so-
trap.
So I'm
There's
gonna
personal
rearrange my
injury.
bed so my bed is right by the window,
And
I'm gonna make sure I put keep an eye on the window.
Uh.
Because I have my dagger under the pillow and everything, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make sure I'm ready. Because if something like that happens and I hear a, oh what the, I go out the window.
in this
Nice.
in this scenario, it's Mr. Magoo that breaks into her room. It's great.
Who's Mr. Magoo?
It's like, yeah, this is I love
He's-
this. This is fantastic.
He's like a
Cartoon character,
spy
he's blind.
investigator type dude,
Well,
but he's very not coordinated.
I'll show you after we
Show
go
me a
to
little
break.
later.
So after you get done setting up this magnificent master plan to mildly inconvenience someone who breaks in your room by striking them with a soft pillow.
Well, I strike it with
you
the
know.
pillow so they don't see. There's not a lot
Yeah.
of things
I
can
got
utilize
you.
in
I
the
get
room.
it. Like they're gonna be completely disoriented. I love it. And you go to bed.
So what I do,
Keeps going. It's just a stream of consciousness.
so I sleep.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is how the helmet incident happened. It's like it's getting to that level at this point.
So the way I'm gonna sleep is since I have the bed right by the wall, so it's gonna kind of be like this.
Oh my god! Now she's showing us.
So I kind of lean like this.
Love it.
So
People
the
better
plan
be clipping
is-
this, by the way.
So the plan is I'm just like extending my legs out. Like,
I'm looking at you,
like
moderators.
this. And then, wow, I look so blue.
Dabu dee dabu da.
When I sit under this blue light,
It makes me blue.
that's box
well,
to focus the light right there.
Well, the plan is
Oh
like
my God,
I have
that's
a
so
pillow by the
amazing.
window, but
Uh-huh.
then when I hear that happening, I open the window and I flip backwards out the window.
Okay. Okay.
That's
All
the
right.
plan.
That's
Because
an
it's
awesome
swift,
plan.
It's easy. They don't see me because their face has a pillow.
Yeah.
We're good.
All right. Fucking master. Bravo. Masterful. I love it. Woo.
Oh
My God.
it's so awesome.
So everybody wakes up in the morning.
Alfarius wakes up very early.
Yeah.
And he wants to know exactly what Luna got up to. So he.
What's your passive perception, Alfarius?
Not great!
Yeah, all right. This is great. I love it. This is metagaming for the right reasons, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
When characters in control by other
11.
people.
11. Yeah.
Doesn't
She
beat
said a
that.
32.
Doesn't beat that 30. So Alfarius
Oh my god.
just puts on his sword belt, heads over to your room, and he opens the door.
So, as you open the door, you're struck in the face by a very soft pillow.
Oh, what the? And he stumbles forward.
Goose feather, I think.
Right.
You know, and it strikes you in the face.
What? And he stumbles forward, tripping on the tripwire.
So while this is happening, I'm like, oh my god. So I wake up.
He half throws the
Masterwork.
sword as he falls.
Masterwork trap.
So what I do, because this was the plan if this happens, it's entertaining that Ferris is doing this. I really thought some bad guy would come, but so I tumble back and I open the window and I go back. So I land on the floor. Well, I land on the roof. So I go to the new room next door because I want to warn my friends. I'm gonna knock on the window and who's in the room next door?
Like, are you gonna like look through the window to see who's there, or are you
Yeah.
just gonna knock on the next
I'm
one?
just gonna knock on the next window because I know that's my compatriots' rooms.
Okay. Who was in the room next to Lumi's?
Voss and Solas.
Oh.
Okay,
Awesome,
basically
so
what I'm
much.
asking, who wants to volunteer to be a part of this quagmire?
I guess it's
You
Voss
just
and Solas.
transform.
Oi!
Yeah. So you hear tap 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 tap.
What's going on? I need my hammer. Lumi! What?
We have intruders next door. Go to them.
What is it that you are talking about?
I'll explain. I have a letter and I put the letter in the window.
You can't read that.
I'm like, this is pointless. I go down.
Where are you going?
I go down and I go back and I run full speed back up to my rooms. And I kind of push the person.
Solas runs out of his little room with his little stubby dwarf feet and starts running over to Lumi's room to figure out what the bejesus is going on.
Yeah. So as you leave the room and come out the hall, you hear something in her room. Like there's something going on. Like somebody is making noise.
Demon Goose!
Lumi, is you okay?
Then like after like maybe 3 seconds, you see Lumi come up the stairs into the hallway and like in front of you, like slide in, and then start coming down the hallway.
And I
you
jump.
see her turn into the room, and just like lunge.
So my plan is I'm gonna put the head of this strange person in the pillow, and just be like, "What do you want from me? Why'd you leave this letter in my
Make a grapple check.
Is that a strength check?
It's athletics
Yeah.
for you, yeah.
That's
Oh,
athletics.
That's 12.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I win.
Yeah.
You win.
So as you lunge to go like do that, it all falls apart. You just slam into the back of this armored dragonborn, and he just doesn't budge. You feel like
Yeah. I hear something ting off of the back. Lumi, what just happened?
A Farius?
Yes. Lumi, and he starts drawing his sword.
What are you doing barging into a lady's room?
It's definitely Lumi. What happened last night?
They put the letter. You have to be cautious. This place, they don't like the word jagged dagger.
That's because it's a thieves' guild, Lumi.
Yeah.
Oh, Farius, is you okay? What's going on?
Lumi set some kind of trap?
Yes.
What is that? Let me see. You know you can't read. And I reach up with my dwarven arm and I grab the letter. I reads the letter.
you already know what it says.
It says,
It says the same. It says the same thing it said earlier.
we are aware you breached our organization. Meet at the address listed here. We have a potential job for you. Broken daggers. Jagged daggers.
So
That
someone
could have been
be,
confusing.
someone be soliciting jobs. Is this for you, Lumi?
They're a bad group. People don't like it.
Then why are you trying to
How
work
did
for them?
Well, how did they get into my room? This letter was in my room.
They're a thieves' guild.
They're a bunch
They
of
break
thieves
into places.
doing the thievery.
But how did they know that this was our room? We were conspiring of who gets what room.
They're a thieves' guild. They know things.
It's very possible they looked to see which one had white cat hair.
Fair. But I just wanted to make sure, because
Lumi, how many
It-
tabaxis have you seen around here?
but I always wear my hood.
Well, you don't cover your tail, or your claws, or your feet.
Is you crazy? We waited up all night for you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
more
Jay
important,
Bala,
what
for
happened
the
over
raid.
Ansem's?
Oh, yes. I found Casey.
Well, that's...
And Nikolai was hurt. They're looking for a great vampire, a mighty vampire, a lead vampire, the alpha vampire. I'm sorry, it was a long night. I was emotional. Casey was sad. I was sad. We talked about Theolin. Theolin's
We know.
Wait, how'd she take?
She got very upset with me, but I could tell it was because of emotions, and I made sure she knew that we were friends, and Theolin was dear to us too, and she wasn't happy, but she knows where we are, but I wouldn't think she would get the Jagged Daggers involved.
Jagger dagger.
The Jagged Daggers.
Awesome.
But I just know that they're are very... Why would they want... Well, I guess I would know why they want a job from me. I'm pretty swifty, but...
Oi, but what happened last night? The twig blight.
So I delivered the twig blight. He's doing some stuff on it. He'll probably find us. He'll probably send Casey. Casey came in. Nikolai was bleeding. They had a potion that reversed and the blood went back inside the wound, and it was really weird. And then Casey knew that Theolin was dead, and then they know about the beholder, and then they said they lost track of the vampire. And then I fell asleep. I'm sorry. I should have came back early.
Well, you know what today is, right? I'm fucking that up.
Today.
Well, what did you guys talk about with Patty?
Mostly what to eat for dinner.
Really?
Mm-hmm. We thought you'd be back sooner.
I know. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. I'm sorry.
So let's talk about what's for breakfast. I'm gonna go get Hargraves. And he leaves.
Please?
Please do.
So you go get Hargraves.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Dang it, I hate this.
Thank you for the raid again.
What is it?
Breakfast.
Did Lumi come back?
Yes. Yes, you did.
Give me a minute. The smell of rotting heads seeping out under the door.
Still.
Still, I haven't done anything with them. I get dressed and I.
Alfarius goes downstairs and orders breakfast for everyone.
All right.
Gets a table.
Terran 1800. Thank you for the follow.
Thank
Thank you for joining us in our adventure.
Thank you.
I come down to meet you and Solas and Lumi and you. Yeah, I come down. I come down the steps.
So,
I'm assuming you're down there, Lumi,
hmm
unless there's something else.
So Solas, what day is it today? Are you leaving?
Well, that's something we needs to know. I'm about to be late to catch that boat if
Wouldn't want
you're
to
no
be
longer
late.
going to have me. Me didn't hear you, sorry.
Wouldn't want you to be late.
Is that how you feel, Lumi? I have me hammer. I can fight. I'm a dwarf.
I want you to make the decisions that you want to do. I would love to have you stay with us, but you even mentioning about the boat to me makes it feel like you want to leave and go your own path. You'll always know that I'll be supportive of whatever you do. I'm still upset of everything that had happened, but that elf was a dick. And
Well-
he didn't mean to, what he means is no point. Because I understand if you're in that kind of position again, but
When me was getting an impression yesterday from you and Hargraves. Hargraves, you said I was a liability. Yeah, you are. You can barely swing a hammer, and you're average at your magic at best. And then you threw that in the trash. Oh, yeah, I did, but I'm not going to be the god's pawn. Me don't like it.
Then you'll be a dwarf disgrace.
I'll still be me will still be a dwarf.
With
Yeah.
no name. And no gods.
My name is Solas Doomdigger.
You
I
have
will
no
get my family back.
Your family's gone. You abandoned them with your gods.
I didn't abandon them. Me will find my own way.
then do you think you can do that with us? Or do you need to go, because aren't they all the way in the other side of the east of the continent?
Oh,
They're in another plane.
Lumi, he's a liability. He's definitely not going to save his family if he comes with us.
He'll be the anchor that sinks this ship.
It's because he's our friend we need to send him away. Hargraves, me can help. I know how to fight.
And I've seen you fight. That's why, but I can't make choices for you. I want you to stay, but if you need to go, you need to go. I'm not going to force you to do anything.
Ah! I hate you guys. What good is he? We can hire someone else to do the same kind of work. If we need a lackey with a hammer. Careful, Hargraves.
I'm enjoying this very much right now because I don't have to talk to myself.
Yeah, it's so bad. Especially because I'm doing another person's character, not just some NPC. Oh, jeez. If you don't want me here, you just tell me. I'll go.
Go.
Now, Alfarius, I understand that there's a lot of things that you need to be upset about, but Solas is our friend.
A godless cleric who abandoned his family and his friends.
Maybe because he's our friend, that's
He swore
why he's
oaths
still-
and then revoked them. Clearly, he never took his cleric duties seriously. They were a crutch for him to selfish need to get his family back. A few stumbles along the way and it's all out the window. Fine. I won't travel with that.
It looks like you all made up your mind. Tearing this whole group apart. You think it's-
Prove yourself otherwise. But I've seen all I need to see and heard all I need to hear from you.
How is I supposed to prove myself otherwise?
Come back one day.
I'm fine. I'm showing you. Thank you for everything. And as he gets up and starts walking out the door towards the docks.
All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Maybe you want to go see him off?
I'll go see him off. I feel like you two don't want. Well, I know how you feel, Alfarius. Hargraves, did you want to come with?
So you hear Patty call down from the banister.
Goddamn.
I think it's just best that you just let him go. He's sort of stubborn in his own ways, anyways, is he not?
He will either go or return. Nothing we do will make a difference.
He's obviously conflicted. If you go down with him to the ship, to the docks, he's just gonna be even more conflicted. He should make this decision on his own. That's just my opinion, though. She comes down the stairs, brittle, just following behind. The Warforged coming down the landing with her.
Okay. I just feel like he should leave knowing that we care about him. This kind of party made it seem like we didn't care.
He didn't care about saving who he could save or fighting when he could fight.
Well, it's difficult to discuss this with you, Alfarius.
He was a cleric. He abandoned his oaths. He abandoned his gods.
But what if he was forced? What if this was something he
He
didn't
said he was
want?
not forced. He was given a choice, and he chose to forsake them by his own words.
He did just save me right before he did that.
And he
He's
saved
still-
me.
He's still a friend. I don't know, he's lost right now.
Then he needs to find his way on his own.
I just feel sad. I'm just so leaving.
I agree with the dragon mincemeat here. Just let him go. He'll find his own way.
He may return.
Wherever that leads him, he'll find it.
The gods can forgive. And until they do, I won't.
Just as long as we can admit that Solas is still our friend.
We're all friends at the table.
He is.
Like he made an oath with you, Alfarius.
Pushing him away will save his life. He needs to find himself away from us.
I nearly killed him on accident when he had his powers. That's all I'm worried about.
A long boat ride is a lot of thinking. He'll know where to find us.
I know one day I'll try and do something to repay back Solas for saving my life. I hope I
You just did.
could see him again. But by letting him go.
Yes. You would drag him into another situation where he was in a cave surrounded by doom with no armor, no desire to use the powers he was given.
But I told him he didn't have to say the decision is his. I would like him to stay with us. Yes, I understand that he would be a threat, but... Well, he would be...
He's safer away from us until he decides what he's going to do.
It's not good to have a conflict within yourself in the heat of whatever danger we could get ourselves into.
Well, I just worry that he'll come back and think that we abandoned him. Like how I wonder if Vass thinks that way with us, that we just left him there with the beholder, or we just left Theolin. I just hope wherever they are, wherever they go, they know that we still care. I just don't want anyone to ever leave thinking that we didn't appreciate and consider them as our teammates, our companions, adventuring buddies.
Well, I obviously can't speak for Alfarius, but he's still my friend.
Gonna miss Solas. A part of me kind of wishes he comes back through the door and say, "Aye, no worries, let's go." But
I can be disappointed in a friend. He's not my friend. But he's also not my companion. It's too dangerous for someone who has nothing to defend himself with. He threw away the shield of his faith and made himself weak. He needs to make himself strong again before he can travel with us again. One way or another.
as Solas would say, "Aye."
But I will always hold against him that he just abandoned his word to his gods.
I don't know too.
My
I know.
oath is my life. Everything I have. Everything that matters. And it should have been for him too.
Okay.
We should focus on what comes next. Sorting out this circle of mirrors situation.
No,
Don't we have to go see that?
it's just the three of us. We have to find. Let's go get some. Let's go to this palace. Collect on that contract. And then see where it takes us.
Well, that's what I meant. But yeah. It's kind of the next step. I don't expect to be marching in a circle of mirrors anytime soon.
So what do you suggest we do? Should we go to that Vermilion estate? Or...
Yes.
Okay. You still have that letter, right, Alvarez?
Yes.
Well, I'm off my breakfast.
Okay. So you guys, you order, you eat, and kind of just talk amongst yourselves for a moment about the day ahead of you, and man, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Anyways, you all can handle the Vermilion estate, and I have other business I need to attend to being inside the city. It may come into play. So I need to at least try to sort this out to see if I can't get some assistance.
Should we just plan on running into you here possibly, or you reaching out to us if something comes of it?
Well, who has the other devices?
Not me.
I look into the bag of holding.
Mumi has one of them, and so do I.
Well, if you need to get a hold of me, just use them.
Very well. Well, I guess we better figure out where this place is.
Yeah, the instructions and the address and everything is written on the letter.
Oh, easy peasy.
Pull the letter. Run my eyes along it, even though I can't read it.
Pretend.
And then hand it to Hargraves.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Looks all in order here.
Seems pretty straightforward.
I read it. Is it straightforward?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You've
Very
been
straightforward.
practicing, huh?
Yeah. Every night.
Wow. All right, well, we know where we're going. You all done with your breakfast? All right. I guess we'll see you. We'll see you when we see you, Patty.
Fire stands, reaches over and grabs the piece of meat on Lumi's table.
For the road.
For the road.
Chews
For
on
the
it,
road!
off, and then heads out.
All right, cool. So,
off to the Vermilion Estate then.
So, as you have now spent multiple days inside the city at this point,
Multiple days.
you guys more or less kind of understand the layout of the lower district and can find your way around. It just so happens that the Vermilion State seems to be on the outside of the upper districts in a separate... because it's such a large estate, it has its own like section of land that it and multiple estates of likeness and size are walled into themselves.
Kind of a little gated neighborhood almost.
Yeah, like a gated community. And the whole upper district is basically a gated community, but this is a little bit more different, a little different than that. So, I don't know why that's still there, but. You make your way through the live city streets with little to no issue whatsoever. Everybody's out doing after basically the downpour of the storm that had passed through the night. Cities like this of the size almost have a jovial. It's like a rejuvenation period. You know, the rain comes in heavy. It washes the streets of the filth and all the trash. And there's just an air of freshness as you walk past bakeries opening their doors, the fresh smell of food in the air, vendors selling various goods on the street as they're beginning to open up their stalls and their stores. You see the guards and the switching of that, old morning patrols heading back to the garrison to be replaced by fresh soldiers and guards walking through the streets. You see the variety of different peoples, dwarves and smiths, the hammering of anvils as you continue to move up towards the estate, wagons taking up sections of road as they're moving on with trade goods. At one point in time, someone kind of comes up to you and they're like, with a bushel of apples. Would you like interested in buying an apple for the day? Anybody? No?
Sure, I'll take an apple.
All right, sure. Be about 3 cop.
I give him 3 cop.
All right. So he takes it and he throws you an apple.
I attempt to catch it.
Yeah.
Great. No skill checks. No skill checks, everyone. All good. Got it.
Really unnecessary for catching an apple. Anyways, just like
If
What?
you try and steal this apple, so help me God.
slide hand check it.
Better not. Better not. Better not.
Pretty low.
16.
So what does that mean? Do I get an apple?
What's your passive perception?
Not 16.
Okay. No, she kind of like jumps out in front, grabs it out of the air.
Well, grab Lumi.
Well, I meant to
Okay.
say I grabbed the apple from the kid.
No,
Not
you
from
threw it?
him. No.
You're stealing from the child.
Yes.
Oh,
You're
so
stealing
that
from
makes you a
children,
bad
everyone.
person.
Stealing from children.
wow, that was a quick change. She seemed like she had redeemable character qualities for a moment. Now she's stealing from a child.
That's fine.
All right, yeah, no, I mean, he has no idea. You just like, whoop, apple. So now you have like this nice kind of cherry red bright apple. Actually looks exceptionally healthy. Both of them look.
organic.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Want to take his coin purse? Nothing?
No.
Just
Just
rub it in.
Some babies
Maybe his
with
shoes.
candy. You know?
You know?
Look for some babies
So I
with
take
candy.
so I take the apple,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna see, like, if there's something like while we're walking,
Mhm.
because it's been a while.
Uh-huh.
I just want to see if there's anyone that has their bag out that's like I could take something that I can replace with an apple.
So
Kind
You're-
of like how you
you're
replace
Temple
something
of
with
Doom.
something.
Yeah, no,
go with an apple.
so you're looking. You want to attempt to find a mark that has something of value of equal weight and size to the shape of an apple
Yes.
that you can replace. So like
From
I guess
a rich man, a rich wizard.
Wizard's
God.
crystal ball.
Destruction.
Oh god, this is gonna be great. Make a perception check for me.
What is happening?
I gotta go back to my roots,
Oh.
man.
Shenanigans.
Rogue stuff is happening.
Yeah, some rogue nonsense.
Shenanigans.
Nonsense.
Ooh, that's a good
Rogues.
perception.
Rogues were the best
So
class.
16 plus
Rogues
8.
were the worst class.
I haven't.
That's a 24.
Is that 24?
That is a 24.
I feel like stealing today.
So, when you're kind of surveying the crowds, you actually seem to come across what looks like some sort of maybe personal servant or somebody who like something like that, maybe out shopping for a noble. He has like a list of like items that he's maybe searching for, and he actually seems a little lost. So taking advantage of the fact that he's kind of absorbed in what he's doing,
Mhm.
You kind of slip up and you see that he has what looks like a pouch of some sort that's hanging very loosely from the side. And based upon it doesn't look like it's a coin purse, but it definitely looks like there's something in there. And so you just kind of take the apple and then just like swap
So I put it in the bag of holding and let's continue walking on.
without like looking at it. You just real quick in
Or
one
the
motion,
banquet
like from
for this
there
one is-
into the.
Yep.
Okay. You do happen to notice that it seems to have some sort of like kind of solid, almost like stonish texture to it. But since you don't actually take time to look at it, you're not really sure what it is. So you slip it right in there.
All the better to throw, my dear.
Mhm.
So
He who casts the first stones
it's a drive-by.
dies.
Glass houses and all that.
But anyways,
On
aside
our
from the
way.
Tabaxi shenanigans, you guys watch her just kind of like flitter through the crowd and touch
How
people
many
and mess
things-
with them.
How many things do you think she's stolen?
Hi guys.
More than enough.
More
Maybe.
than enough.
What you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
Admiring life. Since I'm still alive. Kind of take me back to my roots.
I guess that makes sense.
Okay.
But yeah, come on, to the Vermilion Estate.
Okay.
So you continue walking. You finally, following the instructions, you round the corner and come to a large, basically a private wall and a gate. You see, looking at this fairly large set of like parcel of land, at least when you consider it's inside city walls. You see like a large, well-maintained and built like privacy wall that goes around the front. It's about, let's see, it's about 7.5 feet tall, and you can see trees kind of jutting over the top of it. And the gate is like a really sturdy looking iron gate, and it has what looks like an emblem kind of set in the center of the gate. which looks like it looks like a large like griffin, and it has like a banner that's like running underneath it, and it has a like a crown that's kind of sitting over, not directly on the griffin's head, but kind of just floating just above it. And kind of looking through this gate, you can see like a large fountain and a well-maintained set of like hedges and what looks like maybe some sort of garden, and you can see like there's about maybe 6 or 7 people in this area, kind of just filtered around the fountain. They're talking, well-dressed individuals, aristocrats, obviously nobles, or more or less people of means. And as you approach the gate and walk up to it, you see that there is what looks like probably a valet. It's a young boy. He's probably like 10, 11 years old. And sees you walk up and, what can I do for you?
We're here to see a noble. I hold up the letter. I don't think he can read, can he? I forget. What was the noble's name? Do we know the noble's name? I know we know the noble's name. What's the noble's name?
What was the last week?
What's
Let's see. The Lord took him in very well.
I'm gonna
Isn't
read
it
the
Lord
letter.
Manfred?
Manfred?
No.
No, that's the big guy.
That's the.
That's Big Kahuna. We need Little Kahuna. I read the letter. I hold up the letter and then I read the.
Lenthias? No, Lenthias is the wizard. Lenthias.
I don't know. What does the letter say?
The seal matches
Kavira.
the seal the seal on the
Kavira
letter
is the
matches
wizard.
the symbol that's on the gate, and it's Vermilion.
That's his name?
So it's the family name.
Mr. Vermilion.
Go with Lord.
We're here to see the Vermilions as I hold up the letter showing the seal and stuff.
So he looks at it and goes, well, it looks like an official letter. And I was told that he was expecting guests sometime here shortly. Are you with that elf fella who came in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy.
That's right.
Oh, all right.
Has he stopped by?
He looked right messed up, I'll tell you that. All right, yeah, I'll let you in the gate. And he goes up to the gate and just pulls it open and kind of gives like a slight bow and just kind of directs you into the courtyard. Or the front yard.
I get the letter back for
Mhm.
reference,
Yeah.
right? Okay. I get the letter back.
Yeah, he handed it right back to you.
All right, great. I walk through the gate.
Yes.
I would like to.
No,
make
you can't steal from him.
No, I would like to take a perception check because I want to make sure we are not followed.
What?
There's
What's your
we're-
passive perception?
We're going past the gate. That might help.
Passive perception is 18.
Passive perception. You don't seem to be followed.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm still in the back of my mind thinking about the jagged daggers.
Good. I'm glad that that's working for you. Anyways, so
They want me.
you enter the courtyard, the front yard, and
It's nice
continue
to meet
going
you.
up this path towards the fountain. The fountain is actually. It seems like it's probably made from like marble, commissioned from out, maybe even from out of the region. Maybe like as far as Lior.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a beautiful,
Beautiful.
carving of the goddess Mitria of magic, and she has her. The fountains seem to be, when they're spraying out water, it seems to be like a representation of the weave, and it's familiar artwork that you guys have seen in other places before. But most of the individuals who are standing there kind of mind their own business. They don't really pay much of attention to you coming in whatsoever. And you just continue walking up towards the front door. And as you approach the house, you see that the manor is actually, it's pretty large. It's a large 3-story like brick fitted building, and it has these these huge sets of like windows on the bottom floor. And the front door is engraved in this very dark toned wood with the same emblem that you saw on the front gate. And so as you approach, who wants to knock and take the lead?
I'll take the lead.
All right.
So I knock, you know?
So you knock, and
Those big dragonborn hands.
yeah, boom, just pounds on the door. So, after maybe about 4 or 5 seconds, you hear the door creak and watch as it kind of opens up, and you see a small, small woman, human woman, in about maybe in her 40s, and she's dressed in like the attire that's normally associated with maids and servants that work inside these estates. And she kind of looks up at you, sees you all standing there, and you must be the Lord's expected guest. Master Vermilion is expecting you, so just follow me right this way to go to the gallery, if you don't mind.
Follow her.
And she opens up the door all
Thank
the
you
way so that
kindly.
you can make it in.
Lead us away, Alfarius.
I shall lead.
Alfarius leads the way.
Alfarius leads the way.
The way.
The way.
The way.
Get in there.
Take us to the queen.
The queen.
Get in there.
Get in there!
Get in there.
What is happening right now?
I have
don't
no
understand.
idea. It's beautiful how this like happens.
It's
Get
little
in.
Matt sandwich.
Honestly,
It's little Matt sandwich. Hi, Matt. I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
Man.
I missed you guys.
Man.
I missed you too.
Why'd you have to leave
well,
us?
feeling's not mutual.
Oh.
He gives the best hugs.
Well,
Hugs.
that's probably true.
It is Drew.
What just
Not
happened?
necessarily.
What? It's like I was in a different place.
Like
Yeah.
we're not broadcasting live on the internet.
So one of the first things that you notice as you enter and the door closes is that you hear the sounds of maybe like some sort of string musical instruments being played, and you can hear the sounds of maybe a couple of dozen different people kind of moving throughout the building. There's a large set of winding stairs that lead up to the next floor in the front. In the middle of this stone floor, marbled floored room is what looks like some sort of artistic piece. You're not really sure. It looks like it's maybe carved after like an athlete seems to be throwing a discus. But you can hear the music's especially pleasant and like joyous, playful, and you can hear
Scary, joyous music.
the sound of laughter kind of carrying through the building as well. And the maid who let you in, she just continues going down the floor. This way, please. And as you follow her, you make your way through a couple of turns.
I feel like this house is probably an endless party.
But more or less, the interior of the building is beautifully decorated and wonderfully constructed from like this. All the wood trimmings and the banisters, everything have this deep rose-colored wood. There's a variety of paintings of sweeping landscapes, artistic pieces, massive in scope, covering up most of the walls. And as she leads you down past a couple of rooms, you see that there seems to be multiple lounging spaces filled with wonderfully, I guess, handmade like couches and chairs. There seems to be one of the rooms you pass, you pick up the distinct smell of like some sort of exotic tobacco leaf and cigar coming from one of the rooms, where you see like maybe like 4 or 5 gentlemen in there laughing and drinking and having these open discussions. But then finally she leads you to a large double door where she knocks, waits a moment, and then opens it. And when the room opens, you see that it's actually a large vaulted room. And on one side of the room, there are these huge, beautiful, like gold-trimmed windows with these large sleeping curtains that come down. And it seems to overlook a garden. And you can hear the sounds of like distinct sounds of like birds but not birds from this region. It's more
Like
exotic.
galactic.
Yeah, it's more exotic and distant, and some of the sounds are strange. And you hear some sort of animals as well, and then just this cacophony of just chirping, and you see glancing through the window like the movement of these weird like furred animals kind of up in the trees moving around. You also see various statues of all of like the different gods and busts of different people that you don't necessarily recognize, man, women, some elven. There are several statues that seem to be like cracked or broken in multiple pieces, like kind of on tables, display pieces. You see a strange large like globe in the room as well. But standing in the room, you see right away, you recognize the elf on Sala, and he's standing in the room with a tall man about 40 years old in this tight-fitting, well-tailored like burgundy jacket and pants with a tie. And you also see what looks like a very large and brutish Goliath and a slender mechanical humanoid in the room as well. And they all seem to appear to be like examining this like hand-drawn map. And the maid you're expected, so just go on.
All right, I guess we walk up to him. I'm not really used to shindigs like this.
Thank you, Taryn, for the 5 gifted subs.
Taryn!
You you guys enter this garden room, right?
Yes.
Party.
Thank
Oh,
you
yeah.
for the 100 bits.
Yeah, we're walking.
So you start walking up there. The maid closes the door behind you, and the man hears the door close, and he turns and sees you all. Oh well, it looks like my other guests have arrived. It'll be just one moment. I'll be right with you. And it just so happens that's where we're going to take a break. So,
What's happening?
because I just realized I need to take a break.
Yeah, time.
So, and plus we kind of had to break in the momentum anyways with all the gifted subs and everything. So I need a moment to get back on track. All you crazy people are like derailing my storytelling. It's awesome,
In a
but
good way.
now I'm completely in a different place, in a different state of mind. Because I just listen. I practiced
you have
this dude's
inspiration.
voice for like 3 days coming up to this, and I just fucked it up. And you know what? I'm gonna blame myself and all of you for being awesome. It's for good reasons, but you guys fucked me up.
Don't forget, Hargraves, you do have a inspiration.
Oh,
Oh yeah, we forgot to do the number
Jammer
tonight,
got
huh?
yeah, we didn't do the number.
That's the
Lucky
thing I was
number.
forgetting.
That's
The thing.
That's the
it.
thing.
Yeah, tonight's number is
Terror.
14.
Terror.
Welcome to Amanda.
You watched me drop it.
Oh no!
It's a 14.
What's going on? It's a hype train.
A hype train.
Oh,
Prozac. Oh my
Prozac.
god.
Got it all
Well, we
started.
just have to leave this running for a moment. Wow, thank you so much. This is now our second hype train ever,
Wait.
Ever.
on the channel, and
Did
it's
you say
awesome.
it was 14?
If anybody who isn't familiar
Jammer
with this
got
mechanic,
it.
the
Oh, jeez, that was
Jammer
fast.
got it.
Jammer got it. It's the
Um,
first.
ASR 128 and horror film kid. Make sure to thank Jammer for those gifted subs and
Yeah,
those
so much.
sweet
And,
little
and
emotes.
Prozac and everybody. This is super awesome. I can't.
First try.
You people are crazy. Yeah, nice. You deserve that.
And you know what
Work
that
for it.
means? We hit our 10 sub goal for the night.
Man, that's our sub goal for the night. Thank
That's
you
our
all so
sub
much.
goal. Yeah, thank you. That's what helps keep the lights on. That's what gets
It
us
does.
through.
Very literally.
Well,
Very literally.
You know, honestly, a big part of it is goes straight to our monthly giveaway
Yeah.
because that's kind of what we look at. We're like,
Don't
all right.
I'm a big dragonborn. Big dragonborn. Has a western accent when I remember.
Western accent.
When I remember it.
Woo-wee, doggy. Anyways.
I'm a big dragonborn.
Yeah, see, we're just, look, I love playing D&D, but at the same time, I love talking to you great folks as well out there. But, you know, and it's hard to not want to because you're all amazing and you're funny. And, yeah.
You bunch of funny people.
I am funny, thank you.
You fucking derail me. That's what I'm trying to say. You sons of bitches.
Sometimes even the DM needs to be railroaded.
So, you're in this garden room, Okay, and so you gonna approach
We're-
him? Who's
we
so
approached him.
Alfarius decided he was taking the lead, right?
Yeah. We
Oh, this is
approached
gonna.
him.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. So Alfarius,
Uh-oh.
you approach this group of individuals.
Oh, jeez. I just realized what I've done.
Yeah. And he was like finishing up some business.
Yeah. So he takes the map and
God.
he kind of gently folds it, and he hands it to Ansala, who then takes it and he kind of looks at you and waves you to come forward.
Oh, that bitch is there.
With
Well,
his
don't-
one arm.
Sit over there all by yourselves. Come on, let's have a discussion.
All right.
I
Follow.
give Ansala the meanest look.
Do you? What? Show me what this mean look is. What does it look like? That's not mean.
Like resting
The
cat.
hair.
It's resting cat face.
Resting
it's
cat.
just resting
Is your
cat
tail
face.
flick?
The hairy
Yeah.
eyeball.
Yeah, oh yeah, Lumi does that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a cat.
Anyways,
Hey, listen, I'm funny when I'm on it, you know?
yeah, it just doesn't happen very often.
I know. I should get a little drunk before every game, and I'll be like this more often.
Just enough to loosen
Just
up.
a little bit. I'm usually sober because I have to drive home,
Yeah.
but I might bend the rules.
Get you a bottle of wild turkey and just label it Matt and leave it in the fridge for when you show up.
My God.
I love Saran's comment, which just screams, derailment!
Yeah. Okay.
Look.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Alfarius steps forward.
Well, introductions are in order, I assume. Are they not? Ansala here says that you individuals more or less saved his life and rescued this expedition.
That's right.
What was left of it?
We did our best in there.
I'm well aware since he's the only one that returned. Either way, I believe payment is in order. Ansala collected his on behalf of him and his late sister, and you assume you'd be wanting your share. So, money, items, what are we looking for here in trade-in?
Well, we're not really hurting for coin at this time, so I don't know. I can't speak for the entire party, but equipment could help us more.
Yeah, equipment. Depends on what the items are.
Mhm.
Really.
I'd like to
What?
take a look.
Type it to me.
Everybody stops. You may as well just told them.
Well,
I'm not reading. I'm in the moment.
I'm waiting to
Sorry.
see what you guys are doing because you seem like you're waiting for something.
no. Carry on. Let's
Okay.
do the thing.
Either way, so well, I have several relics at my disposal, interesting items that you could take as reward, and you can portion that off with a bit of gold. So
We also,
about I did the expedition in order of what the agreed upon amount was about 5,000 gold per person. I paid them half up front and half on the return, which they didn't. So
okay. Well, aside from payment, we were also hoping to get a favor. You need to.
well, it depends on the favor. What kind of favor are we asking here?
We need to meet with Lord Manfred to continue investigating into some other problems here in the city.
What kind of problems would that be?
Dangerous creatures loosened somewhere in the city of vampires, what's believed.
That's everywhere in the city. Have you been to the lower districts?
Yeah. But more than
I think I need a little bit more than that to go on because you're asking for me to put myself out there for you on behalf of you and introduce you to the lord of the city. I'm going to need a little bit more than that to assure that I'm not making a fool out of myself.
Well, I guess we should really start with who we are. So, Alfarius. You're leading these negotiations.
I am Alfarius Axteroth of Amrath. I'm a paladin of Taylor.
My name is... Shall I? My name is Hargraves. I'm a...
Blood hunter.
Yes. Of Errol Dune Conclave. And our wily friend here is Luminous Tear.
Luminous Tear, at your service.
She has a certain set of skills. She's proved very useful as a member of our team. And it's not just the vampire situation. We've been recently confronted with what we believe are a result of the corruption of the weave of magic in general. We think that there may be some funny business with the circle of mirrors and the summoning of otherworldly beings such as devils. We saw one underneath the city. We don't think that's it. I think there's more to it. But to really get to the bottom of things, you can understand we gotta talk to the right people that can get us access to uncover what's really going on.
So you suspect some sort of malfeasance and foul play coming from the Circle of Mirrors?
Our evidence points very strongly towards the head mage.
It's interesting.
Obviously, we can't go around just throwing these kinds of allegations around.
Well, you could. It wouldn't be good look for you.
Exactly.
Where we don't carry enough clout.
Can you please help us?
I might be able to. I could most definitely get you in to see Lord Manfred and get a meeting in. I am expected to report on certain business negotiations going on with Westguard, my contacts there. But favor is a big ask. So the way I see it, we could forego the material rewards that you're due as upon part of helping Unsala complete his contract, or I can give you the favor, or if we were to trade favors, I might be willing to still part with a partial reward, substantially less, and also the favor.
Well, we're good at favors, but our team has suffered a bit lately.
Well, it just so happens that you seem to have the one individual that I'd be interested in needing. As he looks at Lumi.
Is that you, Hargraves?
As he looks at Lumi.
He's
Oh.
looking at you, Lumi.
I think he's talking about you.
I really don't like selling my claws, if that's what you need.
No, I don't need you to sell them. I need you to use them. I've had a, shall we say, dispute with a trade partner, and I need something taken back.
Ooh. As I go closer to him, I kind of like, do you want me to do the huh? Or do you want me to do the huh?
No, nothing that drastic.
Okay. Because I work in different ways.
I'm sure you do. Either way. So, what shall it be?
Lumi, if you're willing to do the job for
Yes,
him.
I'll do it.
Okay,
Great.
great.
I'll get you the details of the job, and being the noble gentleman that I am, I'll get you the meeting first, and then expect you to follow through with your portion of the favor afterwards. As it seems time is of the essence, I don't want to wait.
How long do we have?
We appreciate that.
Now for your reward. So,
Hey.
Yeah, look at them tables. Oh, tables.
Look at the nice tables.
Get all
Get
up
in
in them
there.
tables.
Yeah, look at that table with all that magic stuff
Look
on
at that
it.
table.
So let's open that
So,
up too.
look at all
So
that loot.
Look at all that
Blinky.
loot
you
on
guys
that
have
table.
a choice of handling it this way. This is how we're gonna do it.
A choice.
So since you're basically splitting less of the reward, instead you're getting magic items, so you're not getting any money.
No money.
That's fair.
That's fine.
I like weapons.
So
I like things.
I like stuff. I like stuff and things.
Yeah, 20.
You like stuffing things, huh?
I like stuff that is in other things.
I like things.
And
I like
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Keep talking.
Mm.
Shiny
Is that Riken
stuff.
talking?
No, no,
Oh.
no. Riken's dead too. Thanks for that. But he'll be back. You won't like him when he comes back.
I get the feeling I won't.
Look at Matt, or look at Mike in there in the chat trying to solicit people for more richness.
You,
I'm dead, but I'm still gonna help.
So-
So
dirty boy.
So
Ooh,
you
I
have the choice of you may take
Body by coat.
one of these items and one greater healing potion a piece, or you can take one of these selected items
I think
or
he's
two of these lesser items and two regular healing potions apiece.
All right, huddle up. What do you think?
Gamble on the better item.
Get out
Gamble
with a
on
better
that?
item.
I don't know. I think it's kind of a trick.
Always max bet. Always. We live in
And
Max
Nevada.
bet.
Always
And
max
then
Max
bet.
bet.
obviously we're gonna redeem the
Max bet.
the rolling. So I'm gonna
Max
roll on the
bet?
table and tell
Max
you
bet.
guys and
What,
Always
what about
max
the
bet.
two?
100%.
All
Are two
in,
lesser
boys.
items better than one big item?
Listen. What if you win and you didn't max bet? You're a fool.
Max bet.
Max bet. All in, boys.
Right, Max? Always the max.
I'll be back there.
I couldn't.
Max bet.
I couldn't not do it.
Wink.
Wink.
anyways, so what are you doing?
Max bet.
Max bet.
Max bet.
Best item possible.
Best item possible.
So you're gonna take the one
One
Yeah.
good one.
Big kahuna.
One
One.
baller and some greater healing potions.
A greater healing potion each.
That's pretty good.
You know,
Yeah.
I wish we had. This is like, you know, that show where they do the Pawn Stars. Yeah. One greater healing potion each. Oh, I don't know if I could do one greater healing potion each. Physically. In your pouch. Like whenever I watch him and he's like, $1,000. I don't know if I could do $1,000. $1,000 cash. It bugs
So-
the crap out of me.
what everybody redeemed you for the rich get richer. You get a vial of sovereign glue.
Oh,
I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool.
Wait.
it's valuable, and it could be real useful.
Mhm.
It's kind of
Vial of sovereign glue.
It's kind of situational.
Yep.
But it's a real fancy item.
Real fancy.
I could use
It's,
that.
de-
to
it's
my
definitely real fucking
advantage.
fancy.
It is a glue that can hold anything forever.
Ooh. Like a beholder's eyes shut?
Yes.
So yeah.
Ooh.
So-
Can I get a squirt bottle?
It's kind of cool.
So
I guess.
this is actually really
Flubber,
this is
butters.
actually really fucking funny that this happened.
Oh no. Beholder dust.
Is this terrible?
So- You have a choice of one of these items. Potion of Storm Giant Strength, a 7th level Fireball spell scroll,
Ooh.
a
None of us.
Resurrection spell scroll,
Oh.
No.
Well, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
No.
Or a +2 battle axe. Those are your choices.
Oh, gosh. I don't know, chat. What should we do?
Oh, fuck.
Resurrection spell?
Level 7 fireball.
None of us can cast it.
He.
Nope.
Mhm. No, you don't have to be of a level 7 to cast a level 7.
Yeah, I know, but doesn't it have to be on your
Bring
spell
back
list or something?
Raikkoon.
Yeah, it has to be on your it has to be on your spell list, and you have to be capable of casting it.
Yeah. Which all this is not.
Holy shit, man.
But that battle axe.
I think you're
Matt's-
skirting around the.
Matt. Yeah, this is a tough choice.
That is a tough choice.
Because everyone was saying
Resurrection.
resurrection.
This was random rolled loot, by the way.
Resurrection. Bring back Raikkoon. Well, don't we need the body for resurrection?
Yes,
He kind of disappeared.
he did.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Resurrection? I'm thinking.
I mean, it's pretty.
We can't really
unanimous
kick
out there.
Solas out and because he wouldn't bring him back, and then we get the opportunity for
We
resurrection.
didn't really kick Solas out. We didn't
Well,
want to roleplay him.
Really? Really?
He has
No.
every opportunity
We
to come
didn't
back.
kick-
Yeah, he
we-
does.
Yeah.
He has every opportunity to come back. Did you want to roleplay him all night?
Well, no, but that's not it. That's not it.
That's
What I'm
aside from the
saying.
discussion. What do you guys want?
The resurrection.
Well, we gotta go with the resurrection.
Resurrection.
We gotta
We just
go
lost
with
a
the
friend.
resurrection.
We see
Well,
him
I don't
out.
know. Part of me is like fireball.
No, first of all, no one at this table knows the effects of an actual resurrection. We're gonna see that word and go, "Oh," and just grab that.
I would
Right?
like to be resurrected if I die.
Correct.
Or I don't know, those people that like just died yesterday. They like yesterday night.
No, just a few hours ago. Yeah,
Yeah, just like
less than 24 hours.
You know,
Yeah,
those-
less than
those
24
friends.
hours.
like we had this big old fight. Kind of feel bad, like if we kind of burned the shit out of that elf's sister, so we can't really resurrect her.
God damn.
Resurrection. We gotta go with resurrection. Everyone's resurrection.
They-
Resurrection.
Resurrection.
Resurrection. Resurrection. Resurrection.
Final
Erection.
Resurrection.
Resurrection.
What?
That's called Viagra.
I see what he did there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is the
Because
scroll?
it's like a pill.
Yeah,
is,
Instead of a
is the
scroll?
scroll blue?
Might be.
Is it little and blue?
It might be.
Guys.
So, you have chosen to take the spell scroll of resurrection, which is, I believe, it's a 5th level spell scroll.
I don't know. I don't know that stuff very good.
Resurrection is a 7th level
7th level.
I knew it
Yeah.
was
spell.
high.
But we also run to that issue. None of us can cast it.
Yeah,
We're dumb.
which is what I'm getting at. It's not on any of your guys' spell list either.
Yeah, it's not.
But if we just lost a friend and we see a way that maybe
Yeah.
we know what resurrection means.
Yeah, we know what resurrection means. We're not stupid. It says like resurrection on the top, right?
I mean, I assume
mean,
he's like explaining what he's.
Is he
showing us.
explaining it? We know it's resurrection, right? It's like resurrection.
No, he's not explaining it. This is whatever you guys choose is what he's going to bring out to you as a reward.
Oh, okay. Resurrection. It's resurrection. Come on. 7th level resurrection.
It's also a 7th level fireball.
Plus 2
I
And a
mean,
potion of storm giant strength, which by the way puts your strength at 30 when you
Oh,
take it.
never mind. That
I'd like to point that out.
one. I want that one. I want big strong man.
hold on though.
I want big strong.
I mean, come on.
Fireball.
No,
Fireball.
no.
Fireball.
Alfarius, man of faith, can't cast resurrection. Knows what it is. Boom.
It's true.
But this
Resurrect-
isn't about your guys' characters right now because your characters have no idea what's coming to them. This is about you as
Resurrection.
players.
Even more so.
Yeah, this is just your players now.
Yeah, just the players.
Just your players.
Okay, so if we're doing this totally meta, Mike, you want to come back?
No, let
Because I won't save Voss.
Fuck, I need that.
And it won't save if we could find Luthok's
Well,
body.
we can't even use it on Mike because we don't have a freak. We'd have to go hunt down Solas.
Yeah.
And good luck getting him to cast anything. He's a
Fireball.
goo.
I mean,
Fireball.
You just beat
Fireball.
your man half to death when it does it.
There is definitely a possibility if you take the resurrection spell scroll that it's going to be a long time before you come across somebody even capable, powerful enough in divine magic to cast resurrection.
Fireball.
So it does carry that risk, but you always have the opportunity of getting somebody who can.
Leave
Technically.
the resurrection skull. Don't take it.
Fireball.
What we have the same problem with Fireball.
Fireball.
It's either the potion of greater giants, fireball. No one can cast it, so there's no point. So it's the potion of giant strength, or the battle axe, right? With +2. Those are the options. Because we don't want to take resurrection because reasons. Fireball, well, fantastic.
Fine. Potion of giant strength.
No.
Potion.
Fireball. Oh my god. Resurrection. Oh, this.
Can I get up and grab a d6 and roll it?
No.
No.
Come
We'll
on,
get a
don't you want
stupid.
max bet?
We'll get a stupid giant strength potion. Lasts an hour. Know what lasts a lifetime? Resurrection.
A literal lifetime.
Fine.
Yeah,
Resurrection.
But that's if we want to find something to use it.
Darn it, guys. Let's make a decision.
Well, you know what can end like 30 lifetimes? 7th level fireball. the axe
In the
you
right
can-
hands, that could be like a get out of fucking break in case of emergency fucking
Yeah.
situation
You know
thing,
what?
dude.
Grab fireball. Grab
You,
7
you
foot
go
fireball.
you go down that beholder and hit it with a 7th level fireball, it might start to rethink stuff.
Because A,
If
you
it
don't have
does-
to put resurrection
And then we
on
put a
it.
glue on it.
B, the fireball is just an explosion and we're all happy with explosions.
This is a tough decision,
Just
chat.
ignore the resurrection. Just ignore it.
Well, the chat said resurrection.
Yeah, the chat did say resurrection.
They did.
They're smarter than we are.
It's
Sometimes.
the hive mind, the collective.
The collective mind.
Of the chat mind.
Dungeons and Dragons, so all you gotta do is carry the dead body around until you find somebody who can use resurrection. I fit in a bag of holding.
You don't have to carry it around. The resurrection. I don't know if you know this, but resurrection, real good spell.
It's work without a body.
No, it needs a body,
All right, guys.
but
A
it can
body.
be
need
dead
to
for a
make a
good long
decision.
time. And you don't even need the whole body. You need
Yeah,
piece.
I have a quick question here. Where does it say that where do we get the alternate rule from that says that it has to be on your spell list to attempt to cast it? Is that from Xanathar's?
Yes.
I don't know if that's an alternate rule. I think it's supposed to be like a clarification.
Well, if it's it needs to make sense because it just says right here, unless a scroll's description says otherwise, any creature that can understand a written language can read the script on a scroll and attempt to activate it. It says any creature.
I'm not that creature.
Let me find.
I just
Alright,
happen to obviously be in the magic items section, so
Yeah. A spell scroll bears the words of a single spell, written in a mystical cipher. If the spell is on your class's spell list, you can read the scroll and cast its spell without providing any material components. Otherwise, the scroll is unintelligible. Casting the spell by reading the scroll requires the spell's normal casting time. Once the spell is cast, the words on the scroll fade and crumbles to dust.
Hi, Bob.
If casting is interrupted, the scroll is not lost. If the spell is on your class's spell list but of a higher level than you can normally cast, you must make an ability check using your spellcasting ability to determine whether you cast it successfully. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a failed check, the spell disappears from the scroll with no other effect. The level of the spell in the scroll determines the spell's saving throw DC and attack bonus, as well as the scroll's rarity, as shown in the spell scroll table.
And just to give you an idea, it takes a roll of an 18 or higher to use that scroll.
Yeah, with
But
spell.
again, though, that doesn't clarify. Is that an alternate rule or is that the rule? Because Xanathar's is an additional set of clarifications and rules, alternate rules, and abilities.
That's from the 5th edition standard rule book.
Page from
It's from the
It's tough.
public online publication or rule set that they give out as part of the game, the basic
Yeah,
And I don't
that's
know.
fine.
5th edition compendium.
That's fine, except that's not what the official rule says in the official book that's printed. Is my question here. So what's the higher authority, the Dungeon Master's Guide or the free online rules
I
that they beta tested with?
Well,
Mm.
what about the player's handbook? Doesn't the player's
so
handbook
from
say?
the player's hand, so from
I mean, we have D&D Beyond.
from D&D Beyond in the magical items as part of a spell scroll, it reads exactly as Alex read it. And it basically says, if it's on your spells list, you can read the scroll.
Yeah, so you have
So
to,
I guess which takes precedence, the Dungeon Master's Guide or the player's handbook?
I would say that
Really,
that's
it's up to you, I guess. Classic 5th edition fallback. It's up to the DM.
Yeah, it's not even class.
Dungeon
it's
Master.
Not even really class. Like, it's not even really like fallback. It's like, wow, can't WotC keep track of their own rules and their own books that they're writing? Would be nice. You know.
That would be nice. Or like references from one book to another. Like, as seen here.
either way.
Either way.
Yeah, but either way, we already ran it one way, so we're just gonna leave it that way.
Okay. So, none of us can cast it. Resurrection.
Yeah.
Yeah, resurrection. We're still going with resurrection, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you so much. Resurrection. Oh.
Have a good night.
We can't use it yet, but one day, this grave decision will make a difference. Hopefully.
Maybe.
Or we forget it's in the inventory, and we're like, epic level boss fight, and then someone's like, hey, there's a spell of resurrection. And we're like,
Or you
oh
just
yeah.
never end up with a cleric in your party ever again, so you can never cast it.
Or we end up with no clerics ever again.
Yeah.
Or bards.
Yeah, because bards and clerics are the only ones who can cast it.
Yep.
And you're fresh out of those.
Literally.
Literally.
Literally. Like,
That's why I said fireball is not a bad
The
spell.
cleric can return.
or
He can.
or a holy sorcerer.
Yeah,
You get
that's true.
access to the cleric spell list.
Divine soul.
Divine soul sorcerer.
Or a celestial warlock.
Or a
By the way,
six-level
so-
bard.
Resurrection then?
Resurrection then.
All right. So he kind of waves someone over, and an individual comes through another door with what looks like a really ornate locked box. And he brings the box over, and he takes a key that he has from under wrapped around his neck, puts it in, clicks, pulls the padlock off, and then opens it. And then you see this very interesting like wood cylinder with these kind of gold embossed like inlays in it, and it's covered in like arcane runes, one from like the school of like transmutation, and yeah, just transmutation is fine. So then he takes out the scroll, and he just presents it to you. I think you find this more than compensating.
Alvarez grabs it.
Let me.
By the way, especially considering what that means for him as a person, to give up a scroll of resurrection. Just want to point that out. Powerful magic. So he gives it to you.
Alvarez's eyes go a little wide.
Mhm.
Rolls it up really tight. Do you have a nice box I can keep this safe in?
Do we have that box?
If you put it back into the cylinder I gave you, then yes.
Perfect.
I have a question. That's a scroll of resurrection, right?
Let me be very careful with this.
So I've been told, yes. That's what I've been told.
Do you have someone that's actually capable of casting it?
Maybe.
As we were just saying, we did lose some people helping Ansala escape. If you had someone on hand that could possibly actually just use that, could bring them back. At least one of them.
You're right, it could. And that's your problem to solve, not mine.
What the fuck?
His debt is paid.
Fine.
We thank you.
Hmm?
Now we have to figure out what our next steps are.
Well, there's the meeting and the matter of the favor. Seems that's what's next.
Well, planning a little further ahead of that, if this comes to conflict, It's just the three of us now.
Which it very well could. The individual whose estate that you've been going to recover the item from is not necessarily known for being the most friendly. A recluse, more than like, with his own, shall I say, small private army.
Well,
To be exact, an especially wealthy trade merchant.
well then, seems like you're a man who collects things and you like to pay people to do it. So, do you know of anyone who could join this little job with us? Fill some of the gaps that we've lost?
Oh, you have people that can join us.
Well, he hires mercenaries for work. I figure he probably has connections.
Well, he's hiring us to do the favor. If he has to supply the manpower, that
I'm saying we can get the manpower. I'm asking for references. He hired the other job to scout the ruins down below,
so that worked out, didn't we?
which is why he does. That's why he does the paying, not the adventuring.
It just so happens that I had two individuals here who had just finished up one job and would be more than likely to look for another
Are they friendly?
if you're interested. Friendly is an interesting term to label with anybody, don't you think?
In our line of work, Lumi, how many friendly people do you think have we come across?
There's been a bit. You know, friendly is a broad term, but I see it in different aspects. Just as long as they don't kill me, want to, sell me, want to shed my fur, anything like that, I think they're friendly.
Right. Okay, so where would we find these two individuals? Seems to me we're gonna need some more hands.
It's not working.
Sorry.
Sorry, this thing is just not like we're refusing to cooperate at the moment. Well, they're already nearby as we speak. Just go through the door into the garden. I believe they were admiring some of the fauna and the exotic animals. The Warforged seemed especially interested in seeing such animals up close.
Brittle?
No, I don't believe that's his name.
Brittle.
No.
Brittle,
No, that's
right?
wrong.
Brittle is a Warforged, but it's a different one. Brittle's back at. We left them at the ghost ship. They were gonna.
Yeah, just look for another metal
By the way,
person.
if you don't mind, I'll excuse myself.
We
I'll
thank you.
contact you wherever you're staying and send for you
The
when
ghost
it's
ship,
time. When it's time to go for to meet Lord Manfred. I'll call for you and send someone to pick you up.
Excellent.
Alright, well, I guess it's to the garden.
Ooh. Maybe. And I kind of looked at the group. Maybe it's like Brittle's code name. Like, maybe that's Brittle. But he goes to something else.
There's more than one Warforged in the world.
I don't trust Brittle.
Okay.
You guys didn't see what I saw in Brittle's eyes. It was like
Your
evil.
reflection.
No, it was evil.
Evil. Why? Why do you even say that?
Because I don't trust Brittle. It was just something off about Brittle. But
Well, she's hardly even a person.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
it's just, I don't know. It's just one time when I tried to climb on its back, and I can understand if it was upset because, you know, nobody likes playing leapfrog. Seems like not around here, but I saw in Brittle's eyes, and I just saw something just
All right.
wasn't
Well,
comfortable.
let's just head out to the garden and see what we find. Come on,
Yeah.
Hargraves. Come on, Lumi. Thanks again, my lord.
Either way, I'll contact you shortly when I find out whether or
Again.
not the invitation's been accepted.
We're staying at the ghost ship.
So then he turns with the servant who and closes the box, puts the padlock on, and they leave through the door that individual came in.
Yeah, we head towards the garden. Head towards the garden.
The garden.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
drink this
Yeah,
fine
He
wine.
was talking about them laughing, and all I heard was, yes.
Good, you're supposed to.
Lord Vermilion, take me to your
Congratulations.
garden.
So you go to
Lumi.
a door
Show me that scroll again.
and you open it and go into this room. It's like a less of like an open. It's not an open air garden. It's like kind of like a large atrium, and you can see glass and it's kind of rounds at the top, and
So
it's
like,
reinforced with metal bars and it's caged in.
it's
And
like a Avery.
yeah, I guess Avery is a better one, but either way. So you enter there, and it's filled with all sorts of exotic and interesting plants from that you don't even really recognize from probably other places of the world. And once again, the wildlife is kind of just moving around. You catch glimpses of it, like running through the underbrush and climbing through the trees. And there, off to the side, you see the same Warforged and the Goliath that you saw when you first entered the gallery. They're just kind of sitting there. The Warforged seems to be like pointing, and they're having some sort of discussion. You can't hear them.
Well, I guess we should go introduce ourselves.
Yeah, look, there's another Goliath, so you can introduce yourself to another Goliath. Do you guys do like a pounding thing or something?
Us guys. Really, Lumi?
Well, with us tabaxis, we kind of, you know.
I believe Hargraves was raised outside of Goliath culture.
London. I don't
All right.
trust that Warforged.
All right. Alfarius walks up and
Matt is immediately regretting his decision. Ha ha ha! Ha
I
ha!
love it.
Welcome, Matt.
I love it.
Welcome, Mike, to the table.
greetings.
This is awesome.
You see, so as you walk up and say and greet this Goliath,
Howdy.
you realize
Had a partner.
how large he is. As you realize he's about 8 feet tall.
Oh, shit.
He's a Goliath.
He's not wearing any armor or anything on his front. He's just wearing dark leather pants that seem to be tied with a rather tight knot down below. Wearing heavy boots with steel on the tops, just to help protect his feet. Sorry, it's been so long since I'm at the table. My life.
Calm yourself.
You do see a rather large greatsword that equals him in size strapped to his back. As you see a dire bear's skin resting on his shoulders and cascading down. As he slowly turns to look at you, you see that he's kind of littered with intricate tribal tattoos and markings. And then on closer inspection, you see little runes chasing the edge of all the tribal markings on both sides. As he looks at you and just goes, "And what is it?"
The host pointed us in your direction. We have been asked by him to do some work and needed a little bit of help. Our party recently took some losses, and you were recommended, you and your friend.
So I see the Lord was saying that we are skilled enough to help you. Is that what it is?
He recommended you?
Well, as I reach over and I tap the Warforged on the shoulder, Now, as you hear the dink as my hand makes impact with this shorter Warforged as I speak up and say, "Well then, my name is Gudrick Ingerston, and this is my brother. Look,
Well, you're brothers?
do
So
you?
literal.
What do you mean?"
I know, right?
Locke turns around and says, "So literal. Tabaxi, native Shulesh. Fast, nimble.
Harder to kill.
Another Goliath. Native mountains.
It speaks.
But well, of
Of
course
it
it
speaks.
It is a person.
But how are you brothers?
He calls me
You
that.
should be brothers.
I would not be brothers with this Hundwelt.
What's a what?
Hundwelt. If you cannot understand me, then why am I talking to you?
Calm down, friend.
What does he mean, Hargraves?
I don't know. What does he mean? Moonwell?
Foonvelp. Translation, a whelp, a small dog, puppy.
He does transform into a werewolf.
He does.
Open with secrets. Tabaxi. Don't tell it.
Lock.
Makes sense.
Lock. Good at secrets. Like a lock.
I don't like him, Malfarius.
I don't know. He seems okay. Alright. I guess I should describe him now.
Yeah.
That's
a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Locke is, unlike Brittle, much smaller than most of the Warforged you've seen, and is wearing, instead of armor, some what were probably used to be pretty fine blue silk robes, but are pretty tattered on the edges and stained and dirty. His eyes are perfect circles, glow blue. His face is pretty much just a very plain metal, kind of like a soft imprint of a face. It's got like a little bit of a bump from the nose and kind of set in eyes, but but his mouth is actually pretty angular, and when he talks, he doesn't have like lip movement or anything, so it's more like you can hear the voice coming out of the mouth from like inside the throat.
Mm-hmm.
And all metal body, fully articulated. Some Warforged have only 3 fingers, and it varies, but he's got fully articulated hands.
How many miles does he have? That's- Sorry.
Because I forgot to say it, thank you for reminding me, Matt. You also notice that I have a rather large, bushy red beard. And surprisingly enough, I actually have hair that rests atop my head that's very shaggy and pulled into a knot in the back.
And, other than that, he's a pretty typical Warforged. He's carrying, under his robes, you can see that there's a pretty hefty tome on his belt, and he's small for a Warforged compared to others. He's basically a normal humanoid size. He's 6 foot tall, but medium build if he was human. Nothing stands out as particularly exceptional.
You seem like trouble, Alfarius. You can probably find some better help.
You hear the Goliath chuckle.
Better help, unlikely.
They seem
Good at what we do.
The best at what we do.
Locke and Godric.
That is correct.
I guess we shouldn't be rude and we should introduce ourselves, don't you think, Alfarius Hargraves? I shall begin.
I shall begin.
Yes,
I am
we
now
got it.
beginning of the introductions.
After I'm starting to get used to Locke's communication behaviors. Hi, my name is Luminous Tear.
Hello.
As you has guessed correctly, I am a tabaxi. Good guess. From the jungles of Chulesh.
I know many things.
All right, I guess it's my turn. I'm not Alfarius. I'm Hargraves. Mason Hargraves. I'm a blood hunter from the conclave of Errol Dune.
Errol Dune. Lycanthropy.
Yeah. Something like that.
Beast hunters of renown. Quite skilled. Don't be hard, and I punch you.
All right, I understand. I look at Hargraves. I'm not going to apologize, but I'll get to know you.
Okay. What?
I'm Alfarius Axtaroth of... God damn it. Why can't I have Emrath? Because I got too many things rattling up there right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know. But when you're DM, you got it like written down, and I'm just not writing things down because I'm stupid.
Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough.
Maybe I'm desperately searching for the name of the merchant company guild that you guys are about to rob, and I didn't write it down. Or maybe I did.
Paladin of Taylor.
Yes,
Taylor.
Wolfeye. He's a new character.
Goddess of Mercy.
So you are a worshipper of Taylor.
Goddess of Mercy. Strange for a paladin.
Strange for a dragonborn.
Strange for a dragonborn.
Strange for a dragonborn.
Strange
We
for
were-
a dragonborn.
We were in Emrath not long ago.
No, it was long ago, wasn't it?
Several months, I suppose.
Well, that's fair.
Where have you guys traveled?
All over.
Many
Mostly
places.
the Shattered Coast.
Anywhere where things might be a challenge.
So I see that you are mainly of muscle.
Judging the book
Yes.
by its cover, a poor assumption.
But you,
Smarter than he looks.
but you,
Yes.
what do you do?
I research. Archaeologist.
What can you do to help us with Lord Vermilion?
I don't know. What were you asked to do? If it's learn about archaeology, I can help.
If there are things that are in your way that need to be removed, I can help.
If you need protection in battle, I can help.
So you're bodyguard.
No.
He's
What kind of protection are you talking about then?
Magical protection. Shielding. Observe. And he raises his hands and electricity starts to arc between his fingers. And then it arcs towards you. And it's like when you touch a really low voltage thing, you kind of feel that tingle.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of... And then he like reaches down quick and throws a rock at you. And it bounces off of a magical barrier in front of you.
Oh. Well, I've worked with people I don't like before. So
Why are you looking at me when you say that, Hargraves?
you just happen to be in front of me.
Okay, just make sure.
But as far as payment is concerned, Alfarius, are you really going to pay these guys?
We're not paying. Lord Viridian. They will take a share. Vermilion. They will take a share.
Wasn't our... that didn't really sound like what I heard when we were negotiating. It sounded like the payment of the favor is the favor of having the meeting. Something that these two, I imagine, are really invested in.
We can pay. We can pay.
What are your rates?
I look at you and go, I am not the one that counts. He is.
No, he doesn't know how to count. Locke, what are the rates?
Don't be fooled. Smarter than he looks.
I can count. Why are you so aggressive? If it is a challenge of strength you wish, we can do it elsewhere.
No
When we have
fighting.
a
Too much glass.
You are
Yes,
correct.
I agree. No fighting.
Thank you.
We're here to get along
Lock.
with each other.
Hey, old habits.
This job. What are we doing?
Lumi, care to elaborate?
So we're doing something about a trading. We're just waiting for Lord Vermilion to give us more information, but he says it is something that I would be expertising in. Of course, we would need the extra support if something happens, but
Something about getting something back from some guy,
yeah.
not murdering him.
No, I don't plan on to. He already told me when I did So.
Yeah. So,
The job is unknown.
asset retrieval.
We're
Thievery.
taking something, yes. I thought you would already know that by.
That does
We've
not.
done that before.
Hey, but it is never in our repertoire. That's not a word I would know. It is not in what we do.
So?
I want to break things. It has been a while. I've been cooped up. I'm feeling the need to stretch.
Well, they are adventurers. They adventure. And everyone on the last job died.
Yes,
She died?
you are correct.
Bye, Max.
Bye, Max!
Bye,
Bye! Love you!
Max.
That is true. They could not stand up to what they needed to, but they fell in battle like true warriors.
Saved our... nah. You're right. They were meat.
They were very close to. Yes, they very mean.
Almost made it.
See, like I was saying, they're not really people.
What?
I know, well, that's a thing.
I'm sorry. Did you insinuate he is not a person?
Yeah, he doesn't seem to really care that everyone in your last group died.
It was because they are assholes and were trying to scrap him for parts.
The meat of your group, while you were on your last adventure, tried to scrap him for
They
parts.
wanted to because he was a warforged, and everything about him is worth something.
You should meet Patty.
My hands are quite valuable. Unique.
But you were on some sort of adventure. Why were you on an adventure with a bunch of people that wanted to scrap?
We had been in
Your
Amaranth
person
for
for
quite
parts.
some time. Funds were low. Needed a job. Took the job. Worked with mercenaries. Didn't know them well enough. Don't know you that well, but you've got a different look. A better look.
It sounds like they died as a result of...
We killed them.
Mm.
Some died from the job.
If you must know, I killed them all for what they wanted to do with Locke, and I did not agree with it. So I killed them
But I thought you said they didn't survive.
because they were weak and they couldn't live past me.
My friend likes a challenge. Felt they weren't. Died sorry.
So, Lumi, are you reconsidering hiring these guys? They just
Hey.
apparently murdered their last adventuring party.
In self-defense. Wildly different. We have had successful adventures in the past.
I think if this is what Lord Vermilion's recommended, then we do it. Just keep an extra.
This
And I
last
lean
job,
in and I lean into Hargraves. Just keep an extra eye. I'll do it too.
this last job was for
Hmm.
Vermilion. We explained the situation. He still recommended us. That should carry some weight.
Not exactly excited about it, but alright.
If we need more vouching, I'm sure he can explain more. We've worked for him on 3 separate occasions.
Then, well, we're just waiting for Lord Vermilion, right?
He's, yes. He usually will get back to you pretty quickly. What did he offer in payment? As a curiosity.
Personal favor of sorts.
Those come at a high price. This job might be hard. You'll be glad to have us.
Now, we also sacrificed some of our reward from a previous arrangement.
Well worth
The-
it.
You
But
will,
anyway.
you'll be happy you have us. You will have a shield, and you will have a sword. And apparently, the animals seem to be quite upset.
Wildlife.
No. No.
Bork, 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 Malachi.
All the borks.
But you have my word that as long as you are not interested in what he is, and it is just this job, you will absolutely have everything you need of us.
Well, yeah, that fits my terms just fine. Now all we need is
It has been a
the information on the mark.
long time since it was more than just you and I.
It has been some time, actually, since we've had competent help.
The mercenaries don't really count. Not friendly, not
No.
talkative.
These look like good people. Well,
They look
Enough.
like capable people.
So I gotta ask, who named you Locke?
He did.
I did.
But why?
I was locking a door.
He was a moving lock at the time.
It's a long story.
We can tell you later when we are not here.
Someone in Leor gave me a full name, but I like Locke.
Right, Lumi, did he hand you instructions or anything?
Nope. We're just
Okay.
waiting.
He'll contact you. That's sometimes how he works. Where are you staying?
The ghost ship inn.
Ghost ship. Terrible, messy, dirty. Why there?
Comfy and people mind their own business.
Make them mind.
It's easier when you don't have to.
I'm gonna look at the animals.
Okay, make a perception check.
Grime in my joints. I hate it.
Okay.
26. Yeah, 26.
See, all
Yeah,
the
you spot some of these strange creatures kind of up in the trees, and you actually recognize them immediately. They're called Chulesh howlers.
I'm gonna play with them.
They're like a strange lower sapien. They're actually like fairly aggressive and territorial.
Well, I know how they work, so I'm gonna do my little.
Make an animal handling check.
Yes, I will.
As she's kind of walking around.
Yeah.
Bip, bip, bip. Chulesh Howler. Sapien. Aggressive. Territorial.
That's a 9.
Total?
Yep.
Total? It's total?
7 plus 2.
Expect poor results from this.
So as like you approach the tree and you start trying to like goad it down, it reaches behind itself and throws something at you that's not so fresh, and it splatters on your fur.
What are you talking
And then
about?
it takes off and just
Very fresh.
starts jumping through the trees and just goes on about its way.
Common defense.
That is terrible.
It's been a while.
You will want to watch that. I step away. I'm glad I don't have a real nose.
No, but I do. Oh, God.
Mm.
That's disgusting.
I go to the fountain.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
Oh, no.
Whatever. It's fine.
I do not care. This is not my group.
I mean, it's on the way out of the estate, so sure, why not?
Yeah. We should probably leave, I guess.
Mhm.
High
So back to
society
the ship
types.
in.
Yeah.
Right.
High society type's not a big fan of shitty
Yeah,
cats.
Eldrad poop.
Poop.
The sapien flung poop at her.
Poop makes everything better.
Well then, brother, do we follow them? We don't have anything else pressing.
no other jobs? Why not?
Get to know those that we are going to be close to.
Let me make a perception check. I think we're being followed.
As I'm like, through the door.
I can definitely do. Well, I still want to make sure because I'm just jagged dagger. Just...
Jaga daga. Jaga daga.
Okay.
Jaga daga.
While we're on our way back, I kind of want to see what the address was on the letter.
It's the same one that you went to before.
Zabba zabba.
Oh, at the door where I was trying to knock
Yeah.
and go
Where
in.
do all
Okay.
the big girls
It's the
go?
same, it's the same, yeah, it's the same address.
Tabaxi is curious.
Bip, bip, bip.
Have to ask Godric.
Oh, we're getting a couple people questions. So I am my new character is Godric Ingerson, the barbarian. Zealot. Goliath, sorry. I don't know why that was so hard. This is what happens when I'm not a bard anymore. My brain just...
Your brain was always kind of.
They both start with B's. I don't know what the problem is.
Oh, and they asking mine too?
Yes.
A war-forged wizard of war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Named-
War!
Named Locke. He actually has a full name, but he doesn't use it.
He's a warforged wizard.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a mouthful.
Yes. War. Curious, Godric.
What are you curious about?
You're not going to antagonize the other Goliath.
No, I don't believe he needs it.
It would not be good.
He is a Velp. He does not know what he does.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
What?
Velp.
Yes, it is what he is.
Calling him small.
He is.
To you.
To all Goliaths.
Do I hear this?
Goliaths are big.
But
Okay.
most are bigger than him. He is small for my race.
But why antagonize?
You are right.
Unwise, unclear.
You are right. But I will not apologize.
Fine.
But I will stoke the fire less.
No.
I-
Try shoot for none.
Agreed.
This is why we work alone. But I'm sick of alone. We keep getting run out.
But it is the other's problem, not
They
mine.
kicked us out of Imrath because we had no recourse.
That is fine. I understand.
Just try.
I will
Make
do so.
friends. Try friendly.
As I size him up and down. I will try friendly.
Try friendly. Find a new nickname.
I'll just call him his name. It's easy.
Also,
yeah.
reminder, Tabaxi, bad at secrets. Don't share.
I don't have many secrets. You know this.
It's true.
Well, if you do, don't share with the Tabaxi.
I will not.
Good.
All right.
And that's, while we're following behind them, that was the extent of our conversation.
Okay. So, you make your way back through the busy streets, back to the Ghost Ship Inn, and find yourself in familiar surroundings. Although, it's busier than it normally is. There's a lot of people in there. It's packed. It's actually a little comforting that it's so busy because it's been so quiet and the world kind of felt a little bit small and a little bit lonely, especially considering the things that you guys just experienced as people. But so it's kind of nice and it feels good to have a lot of people around in this jovial environment. People are playing games. They have a minstrel playing music for the first time basically since the first night you were there. And everything seems fine.
All right.
It's
Peaceful and joyous. So you attempt to soak it in because you know it never lasts.
God damn it.
God damn it, this never lasts.
What are you up to?
Don't worry about it. You'll find out next Friday.
Oh, that's what you get.
Actually, we won't.
Yeah, we won't.
Yeah.
You had to go
that's
on top,
another
didn't you?
announcement.
Didn't you? You had to
So-
soil it. Soil it.
That's where we're going to end the episode for tonight, with everybody basically getting to kind of relax and unwind at the Ghost Ship Inn
I'm upset.
until we see. So, Next week we will be running a instead of our regularly scheduled programming, Matt will be DMing a one-shot set in Baldur's Gate in the Forgotten Realms.
Well,
It'll be
Berserker Works,
awesome.
You picked an interesting
will-
time to come back.
Yeah.
It will be as good as the players make it.
You want to introduce
Matt-
ourselves to Berserker Works real quick, since he just got back? Our new characters?
Oh,
Yeah. might as
fucking
well.
no.
So, Berserker Works, I am playing. Sorry, ooh, wow.
I am playing.
I am playing Godric Ingerson, the Goliath barbarian zealot, with my brother, Locke.
Locke. Warforged war mage. Of war.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
he's a
call.
wizard. And he's dressed like a
Hoorah.
wizard and looks like a wizard, except for he's a metal guy. Pretty neat.
Wizards made of metal, more durable, better, longer lasting,
Better.
Duracell.
more productive.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. But yeah, like always, I hope that your week is as legendary as our night was, and we hope to see you again next Friday. So thank you for joining us tonight, and stick around for the raid. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everyone.
Bye.
Two beholders.
Hearts. All the
Berserker
hearts.
work. Two beholders.